Okay, starting the stream again.
Let's
Yeah.
have some thumbs up there.
Yeah, we're live again. I'm so sorry, everyone. I got some problems with my hardware, but it's fixed now. So.
Is that working? Can you hear me? Can you hear Lars?
Yeah, we're
I can
hear
live.
you on the live stream. So it's
Can
all
we get
good
a thumbs
now.
up from out there?
Yeah. Okay, you
Okay.
go.
Super, darling. Sorry to keep you waiting. We're going to go over the past 2 weeks. We've been going through the Eye of the Tiger. It's all very symbolic and it's all very simple. And we're going to try and simplify this beautiful journey of the wheel. And, you know, there's nothing scary with what's going on. We're just making that choice now. And we're going to try and explain to you. So we'll start with Lars. We're going to go over the past couple of weeks and where we're going, and we'll be back to show the pictures and images. Hopefully it will be more clear because I'll be using my blog, and hopefully we won't be so long today and we'll be able to spend more time chatting. So off we go.
Technical problems, not so long. Yeah. So, welcome everybody. I will do some celestial parts with Victoria, and then I will talk some about the laws and ideals, and then the floor will be Victoria's again. So, the 28th of March, we had this full moon in VirgO, Mary Clay, the first leg of this beautiful young lady brought in to the new moon in Pisces will be at the 2nd of, no, not the 2nd, what am I telling you? No, the 2nd Mercury went into Pisces, and Victoria, you can just say the same you said the first time, but Mercury in Pisces, you're much better.
Well, I'm just noticing it's the 42, it's the symbol of Jupiter. Or the 24, whatever way you want to see. And so, yeah, Mercury coming into Pisces. Mercury rules Virgo and Gemini. So Virgo, analytical, feminine thinking, and Gemini, logical. So when he finds himself in the realms of the deep blue sea, it's you know, if you can surf your mind and your feather, it's a great place to go into the underworld, but he's considered, he's debilitated. It's not an easy place, and he rules the lungs. So if you can't free dive, you can't breathe, you've just got to go with the flow.
Exactly. And then we got Venus lighted up 99.9% 666.
Exactly.
The way how we see it. And then we got the 4-4.
And Mercury's at, yeah, Mercury's at what visibility?
It was about 87.8.
Okay.
Yeah, but coming in for blinded by the light later on. And then we had the 4-4. You talked about Victoria again. The
V for victory. V is 22. V is 22. 22. 22 is 44. D-Day. Yeah. And the film National Velvet, The Pie came out in 1944. So this is the second V for victory from D-Day, Ohama Beach, and now New Zealand has got Ohama Beach, the VV, the Black, White, Pisces, Virgo, VVs, integrated, yeah, Eye of the Tiger.
You mentioned something about the mummies in Egypt as well.
Well, yeah, this was the big Easter Ishtar day, four-wheel drive, set off, the two bulbs of the Baal. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. And then I got the 10th of April, yesterday, the Grand National, and that, I know Victoria got a lot to say about that. And that's where the moon went into the whale's tail, to the abyss, into the jellyfish, the whale, the abyss, this feminine energy.
Yes. So using the toxic female energies to go into VirgO. Yeah, well, yeah, into the Earth. Yeah.
And then we got new moon coming up on the 12th of April, setting the first leg of the VirgO, the Horn of Babylon, taking it in this illusionary brackish water. And the 13th, we got the moon entering into Aries, where the moon is okay, starting to shine again, coming out. But Venus and Mercury are both still blinded by the light, and the Sun and Venus will soon conjunct, and the Venus will be completely blinded by the light.
On each side of the last V for victory, and they are the middle pillar rulers, Venus and Mercury on either side of the Sun. So this is Lucifer rising. This is using the Sun when it should be Saturn.
Yeah. And then I said wrong. Mercury's going to be blinded by the light, completely gone. So moving on to the 15th, we got the CS you talked about, the jungle, Victoria.
Yes, the Jungle Book came out on this date, and so the Tiger, and this is the next. We've done 3 times 14 pi, National Velvet, the pi. We've done 3 passages of 14, and then the pi movement goes to 15, and that's why the race began at 5:15
yesterday.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then I got the 18th, where we got this Sun Mercury conjunction just entering into Aries. So completely blinded at the first through the abyss, and then blinded by the light. So maybe some kind of, we talked about a lot of times about communication flow, whatever will come up, but it's going to enter into cardinal high fire.
And 18 is 9-9.
And
it's half of the wheel. Yep. And this is the film More that came out in 1977. I think it was 1977. So 77 More, Black More.
Mm-hmm. And the moon coming into Gemini, good position, going for the next full moon in VirgO. And the 24th, we got this big conjunction coming up around Uranus and the Sun.
So again, Jupiter, 42-24.
Yeah, and that's the higher realms of our chakras fighting against the ego, and the consciousness has been blown out and will be until the 2024.
Yeah, Mercury mind, Venus heart.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And the 25th.
And it's on Hamala. They're both on Hamal.
Hamal, yeah.
Ham.
And the 25th, Jupiter leaving the debilitated state and into Aquarius, bringing up better shape. So the empire will start rise, I think, into this higher realm of what they are aiming for, this global government and that stuff.
Yeah, so they're gonna. This is gonna be the great chaos of the 4-wheel drive. Yeah.
Yeah, and then the 27th, we got the new moon, the full moon again, and just on the edge of Libra, we got full moon again. The last leg of the Virgin for being brought in. So that's
absolutely what they want, the La Marianne to merge with Libra, yeah.
So 2 full moons in VirgO we got. And then we got the 1st of May, Labor Day. And in Labor Day, Mercury goes into Taurus. And Mercury in Taurus in good position. So flow again out of blinded by the light. So it's going to be a massive flow, I reckon, in coming out of Aries after being blinded by the light, even though in good position. But things will start up flowing on Earth.
Venus on Algol.
And Venus on Algol, yeah, right up here. So big flow mass will come up. And then the third, Venus home back ruling. So bringing in this Lucifer energy, which have been set up by this vaccine circus, or giving us this liquid Lucifer artificial light. I think maybe.
Well, yeah, that's what all these glasses are about. Wearing different color, the red and blue glasses.
Really could take off at that moment. That will start really push it on. And then we got new moon in coming up again in Aries. Coming slowly in right here for settling the last leg of the Virgo in full moon in Virgo in high cardinal there. So it's going to be this blue rubbish, black Madonna, whore of Babylon, bringing in the Morse, the Black Morse, Black Mo. You will talk more about her.
Yeah.
In the winning, coming in, I reckon, to United States. There's a lot of talking about the rising up the Morse in the US. So I think it could be the date of they will come out with. Maybe Kamala Harris will step in. Who knows? I can't say it. And then we got Mercury and Aldebaran. So the Baron, the speech, the talk, the flow coming in. And then the 14th, we got the Sun in Taurus coming in after exaltation in Aries.
So that's the 2 legs, 7-7, yeah. 2 legs of Virgo. She becomes the bully. They need that Taurus. The free Martin.
Yeah, and into black earth, solid black earth.
Yeah.
And we have just put the Black Madonna, just been delivered in Aries. And
taking
now
the energy of Medusa as Kali. Yeah.
Start walking with the Lucifer light in Taurus. And the moon is in exaltation, so isn't she? Oh, she's exalted right now. So, and the last one I've looked into, and I'll stop here, is the 18th, where Venus is on Aldebaran, and the moon is back home in Cancer. So,
that is a division 180, cutting 360 with Kali.
Yeah.
And
and the green monster coming in on Taurus, the 14th and the 18th around here. They will split the Milky Way, I think. They will do the show with them. Bring in the green monster.
Of Isis and Osiris, the Milky Way.
Yes. And Mars doing his job in Gemini, in good position after being in fall in Taurus. So Mars bullying on, hope and waiting for coming to Cancer, where he will drown for a moment, a bit of a month. The push will come to a stop, I think. So this is what I've been looking into, what's going to happen the next little month. And I won't go any further because things will start coming up when the sun, especially when the sun comes into Taurus, and we got the moon, Mercury, and Venus here. It will go on land.
And we've got them Mercury right under Capella, tip of the Milky Way horseshoe.
Yep, right here.
Yeah.
I think so. So it's about keeping the tongue straight in the mouth and don't sway along, as we started out with in Pisces, the deep blue ocean. Have to go down for coming up. Look yourself in the mirror. So, any more comments to it, Victoria? Jacob?
No.
And you, Jacob? No?
No. I'm in chat.
Okay, and Uranus still blasting.
have a look at what degree, because I'll be mentioning it when I come, but it's very interesting.
Degree for which one?
Longitude, latitudes. Well, have a look
For
at
Venus or Mercury, or which one?
Doesn't really matter, darling. I'll go over it when we go through.
Oh, okay. So I will leave it here and take up my little PowerPoint slide I made.
Wonderful.
Okay?
Super. Thank you, Lars.
Thank you, Lars.
Okay. And then I will take the picture out here. So on my website, you can see all the pictures I'm going to show right here. It's about the laws, ideals, and principles. And Victoria just talked into 42 as Jupiter. And Jupiter is okay as long as it's been used correctly for making things big into the perspective of the laws, ideals, and principles written in the heavens, and how we do it and how we embrace it. And when we look into this law of equivalent exchange, which a lot of us have heard Lavette talk about many times, in Genesis 3:22, by all means, skull and bones, the man has become as one of us to know good and evil. So starting out in Genesis with this law of equal exchange, we will have to face the good and the evil, because in the realms of paradoxes and duality, we haven't learned to look at the polarities of it and walk in the middle path in Saturn's, and don't go into all this hype of good and all the hype of evil, of paradoxes. We will have to make a choice. And that's what Victoria's talking about, going down into the big blue deep. So the whole multiverse runs on this one supreme law, which is the law of equal exchange. The law is the inner standing of the electromagnetic force that keeps the multiverse in order. When the law is not obeyed, chaos will merge. And that makes sense if we don't balance our life and recognize both good and evil, looking in the mirror, we will fail. And a lot of us have failed through life. That brings me to the law must be in understanding when one understands it and can elaborate into overstanding. So when we normally works in this realm of understanding, we are standing under authority. But when we take the laws to our inner standing, in our inner temple, we can start climbing up, take a ladder up the chakras, the life energy forcing us, and come to this overstanding and get this overview of what is going on, reaching the peak of Capricorn and with the knowledge of the heavens. So when the law starts to get violated, one of the sides is of the magic, the law is weakening and karma will rise. And karma is just a product of this law of equal exchange. So if one side is weakened, the other side must weaken as well. Every time one manifests too much blind love on one side of the polarity, there will merge the opposite energy on the other side.
Exactly.
That's how it works. And that's why we have to face the dark and the light, and don't see on that light because it's a trap. This law is absolute and works on any level in our lives. And that brings us really, really back into the calendar system. And I've made two of these calendar system. One of the tropical Western astrology and the alchemical. And we can see that the calendar is pushed further back as the keepers in Igbo land, if so to say, because the tropical belt tilts around it, and I'm on my way to make a post about it. so everyone can see it, how I see the polarity of the Earth and the magnetic fields, how they work and run. So when we are looking into the black hole, the black sun myth, it's just the center of the life of FLEUR, the Taurus of humanity. And then we got the different planets, and we got the different signs running with the colors thereof. And then we have to embrace the 4 elements to get to the 5th element. And that's the law of Ma'at and Da'at, that our heart must be as light as the feather. So Ma'at, Da'at, and black hole, looking into the Kabbalah, we are not told in the one we have access to, and I've made one where I showed, but that's another story. But it's the same tale, it's the same myth that's coming in. So the black heart is not an evil heart, it's a good heart, because every time we meet a challenge, we meet this black heart, because our understandings of the realms come to a stop, and we must pick up a new under inner overstanding for
under inner
standing.
Wow.
For being in this realm, and the scales can be weighed out. So Amet, the abyss, the deep blue, don't swallow us up. Do we get the point, Victoria, right? So it's the same. And this is the riddle of the inner standing of the scales, the written laws in the heavens. And one must tap into the first principle of the Hermetic principles, which go just as long back as Thoth, Tehuti, and no, Pascal, he got the right names for it, down in Igbo land, where the people really have suffered into this, because they are the keepers of the cradle of the knowledge.
And Rome.
Yeah, and they are they went down there, Mesopotamia and whatsoever, and the white man out of the British Empire and Europe as well, the divided Africa. They have really suffered down there, and hopefully they can rise again, because it's the cradle of the knowledge of the alchemy on the sun pillar and the moon pillar and Saturn, the 3 pillars, the riddle of that, the tales. And that brings me, just a second, I got a cough, just a second. Brings me into to this game of astrology that came to me a long time ago. How they manipulate the energies. And we know that the sun pillar works on this side and the moon pillar on this side. And because it's starting up with water, ends with water, starting up with fire, ends with fire, as the wheel goes around. You must imagine yourself, though, you got 9 discs laying on top of each other, and you can turn them around as you are pleased. And that's how they play the game of astrology. And right now we are witnessing that they will bring in VirgO instead of Capricorn. So they can take the sign of VirgO and whatever they want and bring in instead. And so they do with Libra, replacing the energy of Aquarius. And they do it in this magic way of using the principles.
Can I just interrupt, say one thing?
Of course.
As they bring up the legs, because you've got 2 legs for VirgO, so we had the 2 legs come up onto the top. That makes the 2 horns, the 77, to imitate the billy goats. And so that's how Ramses, that's how Ram, Aries, Mars uses the 2 upside down legs of VirgO to make the ram horns. Sorry, carry on.
Of Baphomet. Yeah.
Your pictures are incredible, Lars. Wow.
So they just play with it, and we can do the same to take it back where it belongs, so we don't tap into it. So right now we are witnessing they are trying, by all means, the watchers, the controllers, the whatever we can call them, the shepherds, the navigators, who knows time and space, where we are and where we are going. They play the game of chess on the checkerboard with us. So the St. George's cross is a cross made out of, what can I call it, free fantasy maybe, I don't know. But even though when we merge the fixed and the cardinal energies and the mutable are pushed back, we got 4 colors at hand. We got red, black, and we got yellow and black, red and white. So the checkerboard in the time of Aries and Taurus would be white and red, and the players would be the yellow and the black ones. And then the sun and moon pillar, who are the keepers of the watchers, the navigators, will withdraw and be the mature ones who come with advice to the players how to play the game of the masses, which we are a part of. So right now we know the chessboard as black and white, and black being brought up or white being brought down. Black is water or miry clay, call it what you want. And only 2 colors. So the moon pillar and the sun pillar steps in. Louis, the Sun King in Paris, just as a name. Queen Elizabeth, we can go further back in history and find them. So that's how they changed the checkerboard to play with mankind. And here we got red and yellow. So the checkerboard will change as well as they square the heavens. I hope you get my point when I'm saying that.
That's amazing.
So right up here, we can see it, how they will destroy and disrupt the 2 genders, because they are, as we know, cardinal, royal, red and blue for masculine and feminine. And they've been polluted, and we know that orange is the new black, and we got this charcoal gray coming in, and then the sun and the moon pillar will rule it, because they will take this out, which should have been. But let's hope it'll come. It's up to the common consciousness to bring that in. So it always goes through a conscious state, and the law of equal exchange is not violated because there are equal amounts of it all the time. So the law of equal exchange is the absolute law, and you can find these these laws on my website. And I won't read them loud, but this one in particular I will do. Every absolute will always be supported by the laws of nature. So nature runs this absolute, and the absolute is always in opposition. The absolute in everything must at all times be maintained and understood. If you don't understand it, understand it, call it what we want, it will flow out between our fingers and we don't see it on the basis of the properties of its elements. So the elements can be everything. It can be in our minds, it could be materialistic, it can be whatever it is. It just needs opposition. Every absolute describes the status of the elements. So have we treated the elements within ourselves and our surroundings correctly? Every absolute describes the status of the elements here, of course. It can go up and go down, but it will always be equal on both sides of the polarities. Every absolute demands equal opposition values. Of course it does. The absolute will always create 2 opposite energy. Yes. Any absolute is definitive. Every absolute is diverse in its form. It could come, as I said, in multiple forms. If the law is broken, the absolute is broken. So every time we feel that karma is hitting us or something else, we have delivered the energy to it, and that we must remember. And the absolute is all encompassing in its energy. It will always surround us, just like in the Bible when we can take on God's armor. It's exactly the same. So we raise our energy on the middle path, and the chakra energy, electromagnetic energy, will rise. The absolute can be manifested in any value wanted. So it's up to oneself to manifest what's to come, but one must start at the bottom and don't rush it. And the Hermetic principle, the principle of mentalism, that's the consciousness. If we are not aware of what is the salt of the world, and the universe is mental, so a little plant is conscious because it must know its electromagnetic fields to become a certain plant or a certain animal, a certain human being as we are. We are unique in ourselves. And then we got the correspondence of vibration, polarity, rhythm, cause and effect, principle of the two genders, and the forgotten principle of love, this all-embracing care, the cell membrane we are surrounded of. All these laws or principles comes out of law of equal exchange. One can get them to understand, and when we understand the principles behind the laws, one can really start elaborate into understanding and overstanding when one starts to really tap into it. I've done it a long time, and it works for me to understand when we are dealing with this society at the moment, when we are confronted by other peoples, that they don't speak in hate to us, they speak because they're confused or what else, and stand your ground. Be aware of how it works. It makes things so much easier. It has for me. And then you can start reading the 42 laws of Ma'at to dive into this Jupiter energy, which is, they are so beautiful. And the 10 Commandments in the Bible is just some of those who are in here. They have been taken out. They don't have the full scale of the 42. And then we got the 42 ideals. Learn to live by them. It's really, really good to learn to use these. I do it as good as I can, but, you know, I'm only just me. But it really helps. Start tapping into it, read them, understand them, get them to this inner standing in your own temple. And then bringing back, these were ancient laws, and bring us into what I showed you right up here, of the colors which we don't like, of this transgender agenda that we are observing. The violation or not, the supreme law have and will always be the master law. In any time, any age, time, lifespan observed from the earthly plane, the law will work as it shall. It's only a matter of which man-made rules they are set up. And these man-made rules make us blind because we are chasing around in duality and we can't see it. These laws, because we have never learned them. So you must know the laws of equal exchange in the coming time. Government, Capricorn, Saturn, fascism, totalitarian, technocracy, agriculture, GMO, Green Deal, consciousness, AI, contraction. Everyone gets their own QR code. Internal control, surveillance, strictness, police state. None of the laws are violated. They are just taken out of the ideals, the laws of Ma'at, Hermetic principle, equal exchange. and made into an artificial. Once again, they are flipped 180 degrees again, as we have been crucified upside down with St. Peter in Rome. So the laws are not violated. They are just flipped once again into this artificial one. And that's what we are facing right now. Agriculture is Saturn, and governance is Saturn, and we are coming to know, to remember in Aquarius, contraction as well, Saturn. So you see, none of them are violated except 180 degrees, flipped into this artificial world. So we can say they are all violated or none of them are. We just have to deal with it and face it. And that brings me to this one, the last one. Everything that's happening around us are just this mirrored arguments all the time. We see the paradox of the North or the South, but I know all of you who are listening to this, you are starting to rise yourself into the polarity, so you see both sides and can stand in the middle. You are not a part of the paradox anymore, and let's hope more and more people will find out how this law works. So they will keep on fighting until they have taken themselves out on the white-black issues, the red and blue, in the boxing corner of politics, whatever. So everything society has set up to keep one in duality so mankind can keep on fighting each other. Again, in dialectic. So stop having opinions, meanings, attitudes, and views. It's killing you. It's killing us. We must learn to come out of it. That's the biggest challenge. And then tap into the principles, the law of equal exchange, and my arts, laws, and ideals. That will be a really, really good start. And as you know, you can find all these drawings in the gallery on my website. So go for it. I will just show you one more thing. If I got it here. About this mentalism. It's mind control. So when mentalism is used as the first principled consciousness, all these clairvoyance and telepathic hypnosis, all these gurus with the little hang-around groups which will merge, it's all a psyop. Remember that. It's all a psyop, supernatural, and all these things. It is just mind control. So be aware of it. They are magicians. And you can find them all here on my website. They're both in Danish and English. So that was all for me from this time.
Fantastic. Thank you, Lars. That's so beautiful, your work. Just
So,
beautiful.
over to you, Victoria.
Okay, well, maybe there are some questions.
Maybe, I don't know. Perhaps.
Are you there, Jacob?
Oh yes, I'm here. Sorry, my mic was muted.
Oh, super.
I will ask if anybody has any questions.
Oh, they will come. But really go and look into these laws and ideals and principles. They are so old and they're so ancient and they're so beautiful that they still work. There's nothing new under the sun. It's only politics. And
it's actually pretty funny because, well, I couldn't read the whole list, but a lot of the things I did read is something I already live by from my heart. So
exactly.
I could actually see that the list was set up from your moral compass, your heart, because a lot of these things I've been living by for years now, and yeah, it's doing just miracles to
it really does do miracles when we learn to tap into it.
Yes.
The law, the scales, how they balance out when we start using them in our daily life.
Right.
It really does. And don't be afraid of the dark sun symbology. It's just the heart. Every time we get a challenge, we go through it and we emerge on the other side.
Right.
So
yeah, it's also beautiful. If you know your hands are clean, people can throw shit at you, but you just have the inner knowing that you've handled everything in pure honesty, and they can't touch you.
Yeah.
exactly.
It's like this sort of firewall you got around you, and yeah, it's just beautiful.
It's the armor of God.
Right.
And that's what it is. Nothing else. Ratio electromagnetic.
Is amour.
Armor,
Yeah.
yeah, love, indeed.
Exactly. And from the heart.
Armor.
So right, the fields take on God's armor.
Okay, I think I got a question here from Fiona Kearns. Okay, so if we are still in the water world, as Lafette says, which is age of belief, and how have we now shifted to the age of equivalent exchanged? If we are not going to be in the next age until 2787. She's
720 years, 700 years or so. It's if you see this, Fiona, you can take the first of the ticket, these, and you can pull them over here because that's where we are today. So we are on this Vizica Pisces transmutation from the ticket white and black, and we should start up looking at the yellow and white, but we are not. We are looking into this, and they have got two squares right here. I could, of course, have drawn them onto, but we are in this water of entering this one. I hope it satisfies the question.
okay. Yes, I also want to add something in it. I don't think we really need to be in the physical year of Aquarius to start and live it, because
exactly.
within consciousness, time does not really exist. It's not linear. It's a cycle, and you can choose where you want to be at any moment in time.
Yeah,
So,
and this law of equal exchange are already working right now.
yes, because
it's working around.
but I think it's always working.
It's always working, yes. But when society are letting go of the old control mechanism and the support from the state, they are dribbling it down, or what you call it, dribble down.
Yeah. Yeah, I know
people will start to wake up, say, hey, where's my money? Where's all that I'm used to? So you have work.
To create the chaos to bring in the new, but normally it's a beautiful natural experience where we take back
exactly. Yeah, because
to not get afraid without having this parental guidance of the sun and the moon. You've got to get out from under the jellyfish of the diaphragm, Dorian Gray, looking at yourself in the mirror, because you're lying. Your soul is taking on the image behind the curtain in Dorian Gray. You cannot, everything you're doing under the jellyfish dome, you haven't integrated the black Capricorn as being your own authority. You can't have the wings of Aquarius. You're still flying on the fake whale of the tail of the whale, which Lucifer's using as fake wings. It's the whale. It's Pisces, Jupiter. It's not the wings of Aquarius.
Exactly.
He's holding the water on his shoulders, the water bearer, and the water's balanced. He's found the snake of Lucifer, of Libra, and he's integrated the lessons of Gemini, Greasy Greece. Greece is rising, Rome is falling, and Greasy Greece, he's just Jack and Jill. He went up the hill and broke his crown, and Jill came tumbling after. That's not the correct balance.
Sure. Right. So I'll stop sharing and give you all over to you, Victoria, and you can keep on, okay?
I like this picture. I'd like to, is that on your website?
This one?
Yeah.
I can't remember if I posted it yet. I think so, but I will
Well,
do it soon.
Okay, but as I understand it, with the law of equal exchange, it's just natural law and it's always present. But
Yeah.
we don't need to be in a certain age to experience it. But I do think that if we go into the age of Aquarius, we will all be forced to be to go on the law of equal exchange.
We
So
will. We will
they
indeed.
the only thing is if we are in a different sign, like we've been in Pisces for the last 1500 years, or a bit less, they control the narrative with the belief, but the law of equal exchange has always existed.
Yeah.
And
Come to know and remember, but we haven't been. We have not been into it because we have been nursed so much.
right, so if we go back to the mindset of equivalent exchange, then we will prepare for Aquarius.
Yeah, we can prepare ourselves for it by starting taking up our lives and start creating self to make ourselves independent.
Yes, and also prepare in the collective of mankind, so people will pick it up from your own frequency you send out from your body.
Yeah. Okay, I'll mute and go. I have a little thing to do.
Okay, the floor is yours, Victoria.
okay, super. Thank you so much. So we've got a lot to talk about, but I'm just going to first have my beautiful picture here. So I will
It's
be
so
integrating.
Pisces, right? Cute.
Yeah, Lars is rising Gemini, and I'm all Pisces, gang. So this is what I'll be showing you going over the next 2 weeks, but I have just these 2 pictures that we can begin with. So we've got the 4 gaps. We've got Jupiter ruling Asia yellow, Sagittarius, the first gap. We've got Mercury ruling Virgo, and we've got Mercury Gemini, Mercury ruling Gemini, and we've got Jupiter ruling Pisces, where we are now, the water. So we've got JJ, and we got MM, Mary Magdalene, and we got JJ up here. So we've had the first opening of the gap of the Milky Way. So this was the 14 pieces, actually the 4. So this was the first leg. This was the first leg. This was the 1 or the 7 or the V. So the first V. So you've got a V because you've got, this is the cross in the middle. You've got the cross, and there's this always the first V, the first angle here. So there's just one angle. So then the sun fell in Libra, and we lost the wisdom, and Perseverone, she went underneath. So this was, he split with Scorpio, Lucifer, Libra, the snake, masculine, red air. He lost Lilith, Scorpio. She became a scorpion. She's no longer the beautiful eagle. She drops the snake. The wisdom gets lost, and the snake goes and meets Virgo, Eve. He meets Eve. So this is, we've now got a 1, and we've now got a 7. So we've got a 1 and a 7, and we've got the 77. That one leg has become an N, because this is the North Pole. The North Pole is moving around. All there is the North Pole and 4 legs. So you've got the 1 leg, 2 legs, 3 legs, 4 legs. This is the mutable cross. Jupiter and Mercury rule the mutable cross. So we've got 1, 7, and then Virgo is merged with Leo as the whore of Babylon. And then that's the end of the solar ages, 5 ages here, 5 signs. And we have Cancer, Kali. And at the same time, we've got the key, the Cairo. So the first key was Sagittarius. Sagittarius is Chiron. He fell from his father, Kronos, Saturn. And he became the first key, he became the first spirit merged with animal. He had 4 hooves. And the 4 hooves represent the North Node, South Node, Rahu and Ketu, the lunar nodes, we call them, the lunar nodes. So this is the snake, this is the 14th. So we've got 12 signs, and we've got the Milky Way, which make the 14. The Golden Gate and the Silver Gate. So that's Scorpio and Taurus. So we've got the first key, that's the Chiron, the first K that falls down here, because you've got the line and you've got 2 angles, which makes a K. You've got the 2 angles and the K. So here's the K, the first K. So Chiron, we fall, and we've got 2 legs. So we've gone from the horse, Jupiter, the horse, the senator, Mr. Tumnus, and now we've got Virgo, who's fallen from the Pisces, the fish. She's got 2 legs. She's got 2 legs. This is the LL77. And then we come down here, and that Cairo is now going to meet the other side. So we've got an upside down. We've got an upside down P. We've got the upside down, and we've got the 2 V's. And now we move up from the lunar ages. And we've got this U, got the UN every time as well. It's the jellyfish. The jellyfish goes up, and it's got 3 legs coming out of it, this jellyfish, which is the hand of Fatima. Okay, it's got the 2 thumbs, the 2 L's, and the jellyfish, the 3 coming down, round. So then we're coming up again, and this is Cupid. Cupid is Mercury, and Cupid's they've got Cupid, and Jupiter is Valentine, Cupid and Valentine. So he's the horse, the horse. And so then we've got, so right now what's going on, so that he's coming up, there's the upside down Cairo, and now the Cairo is being merged, and we've had 3 passages. Sagittarius fell here, then Sagittarius came here, and now Sagittarius is coming up here, because this is the passage of Pisces. We're not here yet. We're not at Aquarius and Capricorn yet. So the skull and bone cross, the 322, we're at that point where we found the wisdom. We know good and evil. We've gone under the evil, and now we're coming back through, and we're going to find out that there's an above and a below. So this is also what's happening is we've got Jupiter, who's come all the way around, and he's coming up here. So he's coming up as the whale, because he rules Pisces, which is the whale. So the tail of the whale is becoming the wings, which is not at all. He's using his fish tail to be Lucifer, because he's, until everybody finds this wisdom, is going to be Lucifer, because we found the wisdom. So, we know that we're already using the 1-1 of Aquarius as our 7-7 wings, you see, this is the whale's tail, and the 7-7, this should be the wings of Aquarius. Aquarius is air. The eagle's risen, Scorpio, Isis, the true energy of Isis. They're using Virgo merging with Libra. Okay, so he's coming back. He's using the whale's tail up here, but for us, we're coming through, and so he's here. Virgo's being put up at the top, and little Cupid is going to be on the DC. So Aleister Crowley, AC 1-3, we've had 3 passages of pi. So 314, we've had the 314. So we had 1 leg, then it became the 2 legs, 7-7, and now it's coming up as 21. 21 is 7-7-7, Aleister Crowley. So I show you here. So this, underneath all this is the 5-pointed star. The 5-pointed star is always the N, and the N has got her friends, the legs of the skull and bone cross. Here are her legs, the 4, and we've got the 4 going in each direction. So we've got these other 4 L's because the bowl, the balls, the bulbs of the Taurus field have always got the 2 directions going, So we've always only got L and N, So A-I-L, this is owl, this is howl, this is L. L is the wings in French. So in English, A-I-L is garlic. Got to eat a lot of garlic to not be the wrong Lucifer. Is our wings. So we find our wings. This is going to be the merging of the fixed and cardinal crosses. We're going to be leaving these mutable legs because we will integrate the energy of the master and the grandmaster. So we've got L and then we've got N. So yesterday at the Grand National, here's the big N and the G, the GN, the Grand National. It's the entry. It's the entry. So in French, N, the N, you've got here, you can see we've got the N is also the Z. It's the Z, and the N and the Z has always got 2 V's for victory in it. So the N is moving round. Here's the N's are moving round. They go around. The N and the L, Helen of Troy, LN. You've only ever got the L and the N. So there's Oz. You've got the O in the middle, the bullseye, and you've got the Oz. You've got the Oz. It's the magician, the Wizard of Oz. He's wheelie this around. And you've got the Aleph Tav. So owl is the L and Tav is the N. If you look at Aleph Tav is the A and the N. Here's the N, and this is, so the UN is just been all the way around. It's going round, the U and the N. And you've got V, and 1 L, leg. So that's the 111, the 777, the NHS number, the number that she was, the bets for the Blackmore was 111, and it's the LN, VV1, or, you know, whatever way you want to put it. So coming back, right, so this is that's me. You see, you've got, so we've now got the French Federation of Football, the FFF, because VirgO is 6, A, B, C, D, E, F. F is the 6th letter. So they've got JFK, we've now got Jupiter, we've got Sagittarius, so that's 9, we've got F6, and we've got little Gemini over here. So we've got yellow Asia, we've got red America, and we've got VirgO at the top, black. So this yellow is merging with, you can say the Walter White can also be blue. So they're using Spiker, the blue star, but they're making yellow and blue to make the Jolly Green Giants. And they've got the little VirgO girl up here. So in fact, we're upside down, and they're bringing up this little VirgO girl. So we've got the 9-6, which is the 99, the new ACMC, the last leg, the last angle is the 9-6, or the 69 of KALI, or the 99 red balloons coming up, or Prince Philip, because we've had 3 passages. Jupiter fell here, the Milky Way. That's 1, 2, and he's rising again. Lucifer rising here. He's rising. Sagittarius. So this is, yeah, Al, all that jazz. All hat, you've got to put your hat on, and jazz is the ZZ, the ZZs, the NN and the LL, owl and the NN, ZZ is the NN. So we've had the L's going round. You have to keep up, you have to work it out because you can see it, and I just have to keep my brain going to explain it. But you can see Cupid has just got one feather, and Valentine, he's got his 4 legs, and now he's coming up with the whale tail. The horse, 4 legs, and then he went under, and then we've got Virgo. So it's always Mercury, Cupid working with water, Jupiter. So that's why I posted yesterday, you've got the surfers, Cupid, that surf the sea, and you've got the little girls that ride the horses. Little girls riding horses and little boys surfing her waves. You've got grown-up men, the grown-up men that surf the waves. You've got to be a grown-up man because this is the Guru's Sagittarius. So we've now got Guru Sagittarius here with little Virgo girl at the top. But we meant to make this passage, we're meant to come back to Aquarius and Capricorn, 11 and 10. So in a way, that's the 111 as well. That's the 777. But they're using their 777, which is the 3 passages of the 1 leg, the 2 legs, 14, and bringing up 21, naughty Mercury. That's his retrograde 777, when the true 777 is Aquarius and Capricorn, 111. But you need your last leg. 1 leg, 2 legs, 3 legs, 4 legs. You need to get through the deep blue sea. You need to get through Pisces. Right, so we'll go to my, so the love and the hate, that which is N, and the L, the dove and the hawk, the dove and the hawk. So the eagle fell, Lilith, Isis became Virgo, and now they're trying to bring Virgo up. So this is why we had in the Isle of Wight, we had Andromeda, who was caught by the pirates for the fall on the 26th of October. And then for the for March, the rising, we had ZEUS, because you've got ZEUS and ZEUS. You've got the 4 ZEUS and ZEUS. He's rising, so the S, he's rising, and that happened for the spring. So they're bringing up Virgo in the spring, and Pisces is falling underneath. She's going to become the hidden leg underneath. Pisces, that's us, crucified upside down, Pisces, but you've got to be able to dive down, upside down, and come up like the balloons, slowly dealing with your own pressure points and taking on as much information in your own way, coming through. Okay, so let's go to, we just start here because since yesterday's blog, I've seen so much. So that's Cupid, Mercury, air, surfing water, Jupiter. And this is the little girls riding horses, riding Jupiter, Virgo riding Jupiter, Virgo 2 legs on Jupiter 4 legs. So that was yesterday. So let's just see what I posted yesterday before the race. So I'm back to black. Aintree is the N tree. Evil Loop, Liverpool. So that lovely picture we saw of yours, Lars, that shows us Mart, that point of where, and man knows good and evil. Good and evil is at this point that we're at now, where they're rising Virgo, but Virgo, they were still in the axis of Pisces, Virgo. We're not right back up yet. We've got 700 years. If we've worked it out before we die this time, we can choose where we go, what we do. And those who haven't worked it out, they'll come back, and that's okay, because we're timing ourselves, we're doing our pressure. So chakra to make your head ed, and Aleph Tav, so Al, L, and Tav, N. So it's the anus, it's the anu, the N and the U, the N and the U, last leg, egg, enyon. So entry, where I live again, is enyon. Oh, I'm at the 5-pointed star in the sky. So as we go up and above, I become either the sexual organs or so now entry is the sexual organs, and I'm the throat, because it's the torso going up and down. But you got to get through the torso, either going through the entry, the anus, or the voice. The voice is now me, because the Little Mermaid's upside down, and Jupiter's using the tail of the whale, the sword in the stone, as the wings that we should find to fly again. The 77. So the 777, we can only ever see the the clover of the SHAM rock. It's becoming that 3. That's what I was showing. You see the SHAM rock, the 3, the trefoil, the 3, and the underneath we've got the legs now of the N upside down. And it's become 2 legs. That N has spun around. I wasn't able to do it. I got a bit dyslexic with my Pisces, but somehow that N is becoming the M of the legs. We've now got an MM because that N has spun around. You see that N, it's been spinning around. You'll have to work it out, all you guys who can draw well. But you can see it. It's just a game, gang. It's so funny. So, the baleine in French is the breath. It's also the haleine. So there's your owl in Odyssey 2001. This is owl. This is owl coming up, and it can be the whale's tail, or it can be your breath. And as my lovely friend, a friend here from where I live, he said to me, Victoria, he's a wonderful Jupiter character. A wonderful man, and he said, Victoria, what you're saying to me, it's just blowing, breathing, parting the sea. You can part the sea with your breath, with your haleine. So LN, Helen, the bull, the bowl, it's the bowl of the N. It's in French, a top ballet dancer is called l'étoile. She's called the star. She's the star. She's the ballroom dancer. So this girl is 31 years old. I've explained how velvet brown. So we've had the three passages. We've had velvet brown, the first B. Oh yes, this is it. You see, we've got the butterfly, because the butterfly, the Romulus and Remus. The Romulus and Remus, it hasn't come up in this picture, I kept putting it. So you've got the 4 horseshoes, which become the 4 wings of the butterfly. So the first L, when it comes down, you've got these bulbs that come every time, which is making the R. So we're going to have the butterfly. Where's the butterfly? Where's the butterfly? If you can see with each U, there's the jellyfish, and then we're going to have the bulbs of the thumbs on each side to make the Manda Fatima. Got the diving duck and the swan coming up. We've got, these are the birds that we saw on Gaga and on Hunger Games. You've got the 2 directions. So I don't have the picture here. I don't have the picture, but that butterfly becomes complete. And it's the R, the bulb, and then there's a leg, and the bulb and the leg. So yeah, so Sarah, Rebecca, and Rachel. So we had international velvet, we had national velvet, so velvet brown on the pie. we had International Velvet, we have Sarah Brown on Arizona Pie, Mars. This is where the eclipses from 2017 to 24 at the bullseye we're going through. We're in 2021 coming up to the Paris Olympics. And now we've just had Rachel. So these are Sarah, Rebecca, and it's when Sarah, Rebecca, Rachel are three women in Genesis who experienced biological barrenness. So we had a Virgo, then we're rising up. We've got the Pisces, and now they're fixing Rachel. So this is the Rachel. The three women experienced biological barrenness. So Mars was on Aldebaran. And as Lars has just showed us, we're going to have Venus on Aldebaran coming up on that 18, splitting the circle. So this is the Free Martins. So the Free Martins is the F and the M. So we've got F at the top. We've got this M now, the M. The Free Martins, the M. The Mary Magdalene, the FM, FM. So this is the bullies, that I think they're called FMTs or FM. Right, so I try and stay focused. Let me go to where I was. So just reading this, and then I'm going to go to the blog. It'll be really easy. So the pi is 314, the tab, the last VL of victory, catch 22. So Easter Day was 44. That's the two V's, 22, 22. And is pi, Sarah, Rebecca, and Rachel, beautiful and barren. The trip L, 7 goddesses, the trip L. Aleister Crowley is becoming the AC now. This is Salt, Mercury, and Sulfur. So we've now got Salt going down, we've got Mercury at the top, and we've got Sulfur coming up. It's always the trio. So sulfur is the phosphorus. So this is Lucifer rising. But if we've merged the three, then we get the fourth leg, and we have this wisdom of the lost wisdom. So Marianne Faithful is this Eris rising as the new dawn. Aka the upside down cross. The arsehole becomes the new god. Aka AC 13. So she's 31. MM is 1313. The MM is made. The life of pi, the sterilization as Velvet was sterilized. So in the film, International Velvet says, why didn't you have children? Well, because your mother's barren, she's sterile. And I did just keep the film at 1 bit of International Velvet. That's Peter Sellers' story, International Velvet. So I'll just show you the finger scene. The finger scene, I did have it on the finger scene, but it's gone. So when the boys bully little Virgo with 2 legs that ride Jupiter, she's bullied, and they show her the middle finger. They show her a cut off finger, and he uses his middle finger. So I'll just see if I can find it. There. So it will be just here. So that's it here. They just showed her the finger. It's not easy to find the bits. So here's little Virgo, and they show her Saturn, grown up Capricorn woman. They show Saturn. Saturn rules 11 and 10. Present from America. So he's actually not using his middle finger. He's using Jupiter, funnily. But it's symbolic of the middle finger, which is Saturn. So so this just as the Kill Bill. So yeah, it was a carry on. So AC 13, the life of pi, the sterilization as Velvet was sterile. Aka Liz Taylor, the butcher, the baker, and the candlestick maker completed. The Shamrock, young Clover is the new Aldebaran Taurus bully. Well, that's what will happen as Mercury is on Capella with Venus. So Venus and Mercury rule with Saturn, the middle pillar, but they're going to use Taurus and bring in the bully. They've made Taurus masculine and they're making Libra feminine. So the Me Too bully and the pre-sexual girl takes over from the child boy. So little Mercury Gemini is on the descendant now. Mercury Virgo's at the top. So we've had 3 passages of the Cairo, which makes the PP, and the last P was for this race. So Prince Philip dies, 99. Prince Philip dies, so we've got 9, 6, 3 now. So 3 and 6 is 9, and 9, 99. And they're going to use the energy of Kali, Cancer, 69, 9 and the 6. Normally we should become the voltage of 96 to open up the true Taurus fields. And the precept takes over from the child boy, both the PP, obviously, so the PP is going to take on the RR in the other direction, because the RR is the angle, the PP with the RR for the Romulus and Remus, 4-wheel drive, Range Rover, Rolls Royce. That was the Ishtar Easter Day. Obviously a greasy Greek tragedy. So as Jupiter rises for Pisces, he's coming back to Greece, but that's all the dolphins, Greece. And when he fell, it was a Romulus, he became Rome. So you've got Rome and Greece. So Prince Philip dying represents greasy Greece coming back. So this is the Bee Gees, tragedy, na 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 na, tragedy for the future. So we're coming into earthly pleasures, because I'll be showing you this in my blog. Pisces has fallen, she's the hidden energy, oil, water, and we've got the beetroot coming up, beetroot juice, Beetlejuice, beetroots. It's coming up. We're gonna, the new energy is going to be Virgo, when we should be merging water and Virgo to become adaptable clay. Otherwise we're going to dry out in the sun and we're going to turn to rock. We're going to turn to stone. You need to balance the air, fire, earth and water so you can be perfectly balanced. So, and this is coming into the orchard, the cherry in the orchards. So, yeah. And the cherry on the cream, ice cream in Trafalgar Square. We've got Nelson's Column, it's Aintree, the N, Nell, L, sun, the sun of the L. So the L is the AIL, wing. Nelson, Nelly the elephant packed her trunk and off she went. It's the L, Nell. So Nelson's Column is just the N entry where the race was. It's the N tree, the N tree, the N and the L's. Helen of Troy, Paris. So Andromeda fell, they cut off the head of the Gorgon. They cut off, in fact, that's Taurus next to Aries. They cut off the power. So you're going to get stuck. You've got no more of that. They're going to sit on the snake. Ophiuchus sits on the snake. Right, so Rachel Blackmore. So this is the middle path. The Blackmore, but they're using the little girl, Virgo, the Tripel goddess. The Tripel goddess is not the last leg. The triple goddess is 369. You need the last leg of the Little Mermaid. You need to integrate that diving whale, diving duck. So that was talking about that film. You can go and read all that, I think. So I'm going to go to my blog. This is not the blog. Okay, well, The Awakening, very interesting. So this book was given to me 8 years ago the awakening, and I didn't really get it then. I was still in my all divine. I was in my belief program still. I was in the divine feminine. I'd just done my Petronelle de Papillon PP festival, and I just hit my ass. I'd hit the bottom again, and I had a lovely guy come and help at my old home, and he gave me this book. So this is the book set in New Orleans, and it's about the early feminism. This is all the Victorian age again, and it's about the change of this woman. She goes through marriage. She goes through the 3 stages of the girl. She goes through pre-sexual. She goes through the mother, and she goes through the old hag, and she disappears into the sea. So they give you the 3. So you've got the gender roles, social constraints, and they've got, so where did they show the piano? Well, that's funny because, so let's just come back to here because I think it's on here. It's been integrated here. So you've got, she's called Edna. Ed, you've got to find your head, Ed. She's called Eds. So they talk about the book. So we've got, there are the 3 possibilities. So you've got, so Mr. Point, allez-vous. So yeah, funny, she says it in French. So in the beginning of the book, a caged parrot is shouting to Mr. Pontellier, allez-vous-en, go away. Sapristi, that's all right. This translates to leave, damn it. Madame, you've had the 2 sides, the Notre Dame, and Amit, the crocodile. The 3, 6, 9 is the hippopotamus, the lion, and we're at the crocodile. So damn it, Amit. It is clear that the parrot represents Edna's unspoken feelings towards her husband. It also represents how Edna is caged in her society without much freedom to live as she pleases. So as Edna is walking towards the ocean in the end of the novel, we see a bird with a broken wing. The last leg, the wing. You've got to find your wing there. So you've got to become the 1-1 of Aquarius, and you've got to merge it with the 1 of Capricorn, the first breakage, which is the wing. This is the 777, the 10, the 11, and the 10, 111. There are many possible interpretations of the symbolism of the injured bird. Some would say that the bird is a representation of Edna finally breaking from the idea of Victorian womanhood. So this was all prepared in the Victorian age. So they were killing Capricorn, that stern, Victorian woman, and they brought us slowly into this energy of the pleasures of the orchard, of the earthly desires. As throughout the entire novel, we see caged birds, and now we are finally seeing a bird that is free despite its injury. So you need your 2 legs, your 2 wings. The legs are the wings. In Virgo, they're legs, but in Pisces, it's the whale's tail, which is your wings, or you're diving down like a fish. You're still going down. You've got to dive down like the whale and come up with the 2 wings. If you come up with the wings without having dived down as the whale, you're rising Lucifer. You've got to go and find the wisdom. So once you have the wisdom, you can interpretate anything you see, you can interpretate it. So then you have that you've got the piano. So you've got the piano, that's flesh, the ano, the anus, the an-o, the p, the pi in the an, in the o, the bullseye, piano. And there's one other one here, but I can hardly swim, ocean. You've got the bird, the ocean, and the piano. So again, it's always the 3. You've got to be able to merge the legs, the anus. You've got to be able to merge the deep blue sea and the wings, the whale's tail and the wings. Right, let's go to my blog. So we should be able to go a lot quicker with the blog because it's keeping my thinking. So let's start with, should we start with the last article? Maybe we'll be going backwards 2 weeks this way. So Greasy Greek tragedy, Europe and Asia. So Europe, white, Pisces, Jupiter, and Asia, yellow, Sagittarius, Jupiter. Mellow yellow, mellow yellow, or you become, we all live in a yellow submarine. You're at the bottom of the sea and you didn't merge Pisces to come back up. That's what Lars just showed us. We're going from black and white to yellow and white. So there's nothing bad about what's happening. It's how you perceive it, interpret it, and find the wisdom, and you undo your pressure cooker little by little. So PPRR, because it's on that line, we've got 3 P's now merged. We've had 3 passages of 14, and that R to R is front to back. So that's what makes the butterfly. If you put RR front to back, you've got 1, 2, you should have the last P, because as they go round, those V's become legs. It's the butterfly. It's the 1 bulb, 2 bulbs, 3 bulbs, 4 bulbs. The double ball of the Taurus fields. So here we've got 15th of April. So some people, you know, this is either you rising Lucifer for this date, or you've merged, you know, there's everyone's going at different stages. There's no problem. So Biden is 46th president, and on the 4th of the 9th, Aka 64. So what happened on the 4th of the 9th? Yes, something, I was writing this on the 4th, and so this is the day before. I can't remember what I was writing. Oh yes, Prince Philip died. So Prince Philip died on the 9th of the 4th, obviously, 49, 64. You know, I love Peter Sellers. He brought out these books, the Peter Sellers film, the Peter Sellers film. I've just been uploading them now. This is just that famous picture of Saturn. You've got Capricorn and Cancer, the Tropic of Capricorn and Cancer. This is the middle torso. When you come out, back up, they're either one way up or the other way up. You've got to get through. So, yeah. Okay, I won't go off on one right now. So Peter, so here, look, you see Dr. Fol Amour, but there was another film he did, The Life and Death. There was a film 1964. Anyway, let's not go. So you've got the Scottish flag, that all of a sudden we've got yellow and reds. So we've got this is the end of the mutable cross. This is the white, this is we're meant to come up straight to Scotland. You've got to get through Liverpool, but they're creating another cross between Paris, coming through with Paris, and we're going through the bullseye right now of where we should be going. Normally it's Libra, Mexico, in between North America, South America. So we've got the old lion coming back, the Mer lion. So the Mer lion, and this is the Greek flag. The Greek flag is the blue and white coming back up in Scotland. We're meant to go around, come up, back up. So Eris is currently conjunct Venus at 23 longitude and 20, so that's 23 twin pairs of DNA strands, or the 32. So 32 megabits, 64, 32 and 32 is 64 strands. And at 42 latitude, Aka Jupiter, symbol of Paris. So we've got, this was for the death of Philip. So we've got the Sun with Venus and Mercury, and here's Eris. This is Eris. So they're rising Iris. Iris is II and RR, Romulus and Remus. So the II is also the LL, it's the 1-1. So Uranus is currently at 39 longitude, latitude 369. Okay, Uranus is at 39, the 369. Venus is illuminated at 99%, conjunct Sun on the V for Pisces, victory, white Europe. Jupiter becomes yellow, Asia, Europe. So here we go, the whale's tail. So Valentine coming back up, Sagittarius coming back up. And this is also the wings. That's how he pretends to be the wings when he's not at all the wings. That's the whale's tail. This is William Tell. William Tell, who's the dart in Enyon. N in English, it's egg. So in Liverpool at Mercy, you've got egg birth. They're trying to bring up their new egg. They want to go round the wheel again. So the cycle of Venus takes her 18 years to do a whale's tail. And that's why your 18th date with Venus on the 18th is going to be so big in Taurus that you've just showed us. So normally this shouldn't be so bad. You know, we find our wings, but Mercury is they're using this. It's as the whale's tail. It's not the whale's tail. You're meant to find the V for victory. You're meant to find that snake. So I don't know, was it so the ZEUS? So I think that I'm not sure if we actually saw that or if they've just put it in. So ZEUS went down with Sagittarius, and he's coming back as the SEUZ, because that's the SEUZ. That's our bowels. Liverpool at the top is now the arsehole, and the voice is now where I live on my land. We've got the N. I'm at Enyon, where my village is the 5-pointed star. So the Grateful Dead, the whale's tail again. There's the whale's tail, and this is what we saw. You'll be seeing in my pictures. So 69 Venus, Sun, Mercury. Once again, the 6622. So 2222 is V. That's your 44 Easter Day 44. And what's this? The 4 of the 9. We've got 369 Venus, Sun, Mercury. Okay. So Queen Elizabeth. So that's all about Queen Elizabeth. So we've got the hat, the bowler hat, the bowl, the bowels, and the bow, the bow, the bow. It's always Cupid and Valentine. And the 14th classic, Peter Pan. Peter Pan is the Petit Prince, and the pince à ongles. The pince is like the prince, the pince, this is Cancer's claws, the nail clippers, 1969. So Venus was at 9-9. This is just the you know, that axis of the L, of the MC and the AC, and we've just got the 1, the 9, the 6, the 9. So there's Amit, there's the Paris Olympics, there's Jupiter. He's going to crown himself for 2024. And the fleur de lys, it's always the same thing. It's just the top. They don't give us the 2 legs because we should have we should have this is always we should have the 2 legs. The 5-pointed star is in the middle, and if you put the 5-pointed star upside down, you've got the Baphomet. You can just see the blue Baphomet head here. So once you merge this all, it's not the Baphomet. They're trying to stop us on the mutable cross, crucify us in the mutable gap, when we should be swinging up to our own 11-10 Aquarius Capricorn. So they want to keep us stuck at JJ, at JCB, the 1B. You want to have the 2 sides of the B. The B, there's the 2 sides of the butterfly, the 2-2, the B and the B. It's the 22, catch 22. BB is 2-2 or V is 22. So JJ, JB, because B is just 1B. JB, Joaz and Bakin, and Jackin, Joaz and Bakin. Boaz, BG, it's always the JB. That's the JCB. Okay, come back here. So pi is 314, it's the Tav, and that's why the Merlin is now the 3rd leg. That's why we've got in Asia, that's why in the Isle of Wight, you've got the 3 needles, you've got the 3 there's always the last musketeer hiding. Right, so this is, these are, so a lovely, is this Prince Philip himself? Or, I mean, look at these lovely boys. And this is Mummy. And this is little Greek boy. So he's rising, that little Cupid boy. There's Eris, got the 2 angles, the 2 L's. Eris, Eros, and there's Valentine. This is Jupiter rising. This is the tail of the whale. And you've got love or hate, exactly as Lars was explaining. And this is where I live. They put up, this is right where I live, a massive banner which says, I'll be showing you. So here's Paris, Helen of Troy. We're coming back to the greasy Greece. And this is the whale of the tail. This is not the correct. This should be Isis, Scorpio, rising as the eagle again, merging with red Libra and Scorpio. But they've got the tail of the whale, Jupiter, and he's merging little Virgo, black, with yellow Jupiter to make the bee, the fleur de lys, the bee. So it's all twisted. You got to, so there we've got VL, you got the V and the L, Prince Philip, and this is what we found. This is a mathematical thing. So this actually shows this last distance we've got of 722 years. And this is actually proper mathematical, the arc and the bow of Sagittarius. And this is the lotto in my village, 1331. It's just 1313 back to front. That's the MM. It's the MM closing. So they tell all the lotto, and now we're going to come. We've had 3 times 14, 3 times 14, and they want to stop us at 15. So 4 and 1 is 5. The race began at 5:15. Okay, 3 times pi makes the egg. They're birthing a new egg, and that's the pi. So Sarah, Rebecca, Sarah, and Rachel, the triple goddess, and this is their egg. This is Pascal, the Pakal, the Pac-Man, the Green Man, Pakistan, it's Stan. So they had the 14th Independence Day. This is egg again. It's just the egg. This is the pi. It's that passage. It's the passage through. There's the life of pi, the eye of the tiger. Life of pi. And so Albert Einstein was born on March the 14th, 314. That's the 214, the Victorian age. We've just had the last pi. Pakistan is the whale's tail. It looks a bit like, or, you know, it looks like that eagle. So 73 is again, it's the L and the bulb. I thought of what else it was, but I've forgotten what I thought. It's difficult for me. 7, 8, 9, yeah, 7. I did remember what that, so yes, it's that. 73 is it's the going through the eye of the tiger. So we're at that absolute point where the LL is making the butterfly, the 2 sides of the Taurus field. So you've got a bulb, a bee, and a bee and a bee, a butterfly, and the L and the L, the 7 and the 7. But there's a 7 and a 7 in here too. And those angles, you need to integrate them all. They want to keep us stuck just in the trefoil of island. So it's just a 73. The 73, which is the 8, 8. The 3 is the double, you know, the 33 is the 2 sides. Okay, we're not going to go. So that was interesting. That's a golf ball. So at this last L, the Romulus and the L makes the H. The whale's tail is the M. So that's why you've got A, Aleph Tav is the N. Iris, blue and yellow. What color does blue and yellow make? Somebody, are you there?
Yep, just muted. Blue and yellow.
Yeah, what does that make? What color?
I don't know, actually.
Well, doesn't it make green?
Just a second.
Yeah, blue and yellow makes green. This is Iris. This is what they're doing. They're making the green man. And here's the green man, Pakistan. So this is what happened in India. So in India, we were in the time of Cupid, Gemini.
Olive green.
Makes olive green, okay. So, well, in a true color of the heart, I imagine it would be the olive tree, the olive green. So there's Virgo, and so now we're coming to Pisces. We're going to have Merlin as she rises up through Pisces. We've got the lion had Virgo, now he's having Pisces. So the Sun King has now got his black and whites, and he's going to become orange and gray. So red and yellow makes orange, and black and white makes gray, and that's what you showed us, your colors. So we've got we've got the Merlin, the Merlion coming up. 14, 1 and 4 is 5, 14 is 7, 7. You need the 5, you need the upright 5, otherwise you're still half. She's showing us that they're just going to keep the top of they're just going to, this is just one arm, another arm, but there's another arm underneath and another arm here. They're splitting it, so there's just the trefoil, the shamrock. I'm putting little Virgo with Ra, Isis, red hat at the top.
Mercury, like blue.
Mercury, so 3 passages, 3, that's 777. And there's Merlin with the 3, 777. You need to get through Pisces to have your last leg so you can spin left and right. And there is the passage that we're doing right now. We're going through the Eye of the Tiger. And this is Tav. To become Tav, the N, you've got to go through the X. So the N changes place, the Aleph Tav, it changes place. And now they're crucifying us on the upside down cross. So this represents these 2 7s, there's 2 7s on the 2 sides, and they're closing us in here. When you see the cross it's got upside down. This is upside down Jupiter. Jupiter's upside down, Saturn's upright. Saturn, you found your way back. So the N, we had this for the 21, the 21st of the 12th, we had the Star of Bethlehem in the sky. And this is not, it's premature in a way. It's 21, 21. It's the 777, 777 in the perfect realm. That's fixed and cardinal coming back. But, you know, it's how you're using this merging of the Star of Bethlehem. So again, this is the 3 pies, the 3 passages, and it makes 6. That's why they give us, there says the egg yolk, they break the egg, and this is the nun, Enyon, 14, the 7, 7, 14, the nun. So this is the UN, it's just the un and the na, it goes up and down, the jellyfish goes up and down. There's the whale's tail. So you've got Ruth and truth, ruthless or truth. You know, you can make the roots. I found this on somebody's picture. They're bringing up their Merlion. They're Merlin. There's the 3 legs of the Isle of Wight with the red and white. They stop it. This is their Pisces and Gemini on each side, blocking white and red, or in the true sense that they've got a little yellow there. In the true sense, it should be Aquarius and Pisces merging together to find your wings. So you come up. So this is their fate. They're bringing up. It's going to be all the new socialism and fascism coming in. So this is their Merlion. Right, this is their, so it's not just another peg in the leg. They have, every time they have a peg, every time we go round, there's another peg in the leg. Here they stop the wheel from moving round, and they want to stop it. But so they stop it with, we've got Virgo is going to be on the top up here. So this green man is actually going to be here, stopping the wheel here. So Golden Gates is going to be blocking now at the feminine female gates. Romulus and Remus, this is what's happening right now. They block us on half at the treff. And there's, you've got the little bees, and there you've got Aleph Tav. That can also be the bee. Right, so let's move on. Let's just go through like that, and then I'll just go through all the articles looking at the pictures, and then I'll stop. Because, so we did a lot of pictures, but there's, so here you've got water, Pisces, whites, Asia, Gemini. That was when we came back up after the floods in Cancer. So Cancer will be white, the north of the Arctic, the 2 poles of the Arctic. And here's Australia, Virgo, Oz, the ZEUS. It's on both sides, ZEUS. It's just the N moves around, the N tree, it goes round. So we've now got the new Oz. So they want to have us down here when it should be Capricorn. Capricorn rising, North America. So there they are on the yellow and black. That is the tiger burning light. And so we've had frosties where I live, because we've had the fire and ice ritual. This is where I live. This is Bordeaux, the wine, 33. And we had freezing temperatures. So they heat the vines, they put fire. So here's your tiger burning bright, and they use frost as well. They make a protection around. French winemakers light fires in vineyards to protect harvest from frost. So these are the pictures up where I live. You've got water and Erie coming up. So this is their bull. Pakistan, the Arn, the Arn is hate, Arn is Ra, Mars. So the last, for Easter 2019, COVID-19, Appy, my dog, was, I know I always say it, but I don't mean, because I don't have any, you know, it hasn't affected me because I see the bigger picture. I see what's going on. So Happy was killed when Mars was on Aldebaran, as they killed 8 bulls. And what I get now is that he was given something to die, but I brought him in too fast to the vet. They timed it so he would die for because I brought him on the Friday, and on the Sunday was Easter, and it, you know, it was a horrible thing because the vets that he sent me home again because it was too early, and I'm freaking out because I can see something's going on, and then the vet and my ex-partner wouldn't let me in because it's all been set up. So this now, the Pac Aignan, this is, they've now got, there won't be any more killing bulls. That was the last and they killed 8 because that's the gateway that we're going through. So this has been put up, this tiger, for my birthday, it was put up. L'eau, c'est la vie. L'irrigation vous nourrit. So water is life, and irrigation. So I can't remember. Let's just have a look what irrigation means. Irrigation, because I might have got it wrong in my head what it means. Irrigation. So it's, yeah, it's just the watering of the earth. So water, Pisces now becomes the hidden energy. And they've got RR. So Romulus and Remus has done its all its journeys. We're at the last journey. So that's the butterfly, the BB. It's become the BB. And you've got Eris. So it's on top of the water thing. It's like, and you've got the sign for Lupiat. Bidden means loop. It's the wolf. And the last leg, the last 7, D'Artagnan. So these are the fields all lit up. Goldfinger, 99 red balloons. And this is the image they show in the newspapers. So just like for the fires in Australia. So we had the fires in Australia, the Aborigine flag, and now it's rising up. Virgo's come down. The fires from Virgo have risen up to Europe. And they're integrating the underworlds. The 99 red balloons. There's Marianne Faithfull. And so on the French radio, I have no idea who these people are, but they were talking about Prince Philip, PP, and these guys. So they show you the double pie. And we've now got a pie at the top, the Virgo, the 2 red hats, and this is 777. But they're using Mercury. They're showing you they use red Mercury 777. They're not using this is not the true Aquarius. These are the twins, Mercury, Gemini. They're bringing up the little boys, yellow and reds, black and white. And there's Eris. Eris is the big orange star. There she is. 24, Jupiter. So they're doing the fate black and yellow, black as orange, the Baal worship. So we've got the snake, we've got the tiger and the snake. So we've got AC/DC, we've got the alternating current, and the direct current is now yellow Asia. He's now on the he's now the AC Asia. J, he's come from here. And that direct current, fire, is now coming up on the AC, alternating current, direct current. He's gone from direct current and he's bringing up direct current. So there'll be no more alternating current because he's direct current.
In the terminology of descent and ascent.
Yeah. So we've got the yellow, black and green. She was wearing yellow and green for the race, because Jupiter's rising up into the blue water, and the yellow and blue iris, the flower, makes the green man. That brings us to that decapitated. So Aintree is the arsehole. We've been cut off at Velvet Brown. Can you imagine calling a child star Velvet Brown for that film and nobody gets it? VB is the L and the B. You need one more L to make the butterfly with a head. Here's their new egg, their pie. And this is why we keep seeing hand. And this is why the Isle of Wight is the 50, it's the 50, it's the hand. And Cornwall is longitude, latitude 5005, 55. We're coming to the last nail. This, look, they put the lion in that corner of Pisces, which is meant to be the blue and white Scotland, and they put the light. You got to get past the lions, the Merlin. So Nelly the elephant got swallowed by the snake, and this is, don't forget, this is Paris. The Eiffel Tower sits between. This is the Seine. If you look, I showed you the pictures in other You've got the 16th arrondissement and the 7th arrondissement. So it's 6 and 1. 1 and 6 is 7, and the 7, the 77. And there's Jupiter, D'Artagnan killing Aignan. So the dart in the heart, William Tell. So we've got the yellow and black to show us the COVID. And people are, so that yellow submarine, go up and down. It's just the A to the Z, the Aleph Tav, the N, Aleph Tav, and it goes up and down. And that was, I showed in an old video, the yellow and black triumph, V for victory, triumph, mellow yellow. Mellow yellow is Jupiter, Jupiter. He rules Pisces and Sagittarius, Sagittarius yellow. So there's your, so yeah, what's that? He died on the 14th of March, and Einstein was born on the 14th of March. So, and then I saw 3 evil spirits that looked like frogs. They came out of the mouth of the dragon, out of the mouth of the beast, and out of the mouth of the false prophet. So G7 coming up in Cornwall is the 7. They integrate a leg with all those countries, and they bring up Lucifer. The G7 is just J7 or JL cut. G is pronounced in French, J is G. G is pronounced J, the other way around. J is pronounced G. It's Jojo, JJ, he's up to tricks. So who can see through the illusion? Okay, we've got another 2 stories to go through, and I'll go through very quickly the next 2. So this is on Easter Day. Who pops up but my friend that I was writing about in my old articles, because for the yellow coats, so they were bringing up Jupiter for the yellow coats. The yellow coats began on the day that Uranus hit Aries and was conjunct, I think, with Eris. It was the beginning of Eris. There was some big thing with Eris and Uranus being conjunct. So they brought up our new child, because you've got to have another JB. We've got an American JB, we've got an English JB, and are you ready for the French Bridget Jones? I've been watching him come. Here's Bridget. So he's the big savior, and he loves Archangel Assange. And he was on the French radio. He does a big comeback with a new book. And when did they have him on the radio? For Easter Day, 4x four-wheel drive. At the same time, he's got Ramses the 6th coming up, because they're closing us in the double clover. 3 on the top, 3 on the bottom is not correct. So 3 on the top, 3 on the top, the clover on the top. This is we're currently here. So there you see we've got the 3. We're at the upside down. We've got the 3 at the top. So they want to close us in this makes a 3 and a 3. 3, 3. They want to make 6. Instead of the beautiful 5, we should be both our arms out, our head up straight, and 2 legs. So the Taurus field can run through us, but they've got the upside down. So the Baphomet, the upside down 5-pointed star, 1, 2, 3. It's keeping it in the 6-6. So here comes Juan Branco, the beasts of Revelation, red and yellow. So Jupiter on the ascendant, Gemini on the descendant, the yellow red, those are the beasts. So you can read that, because here comes Bugsy Malone. Here comes, oh yeah, Jodie Foster, Jane Fonda, Jodie Foster, jellyfish. JF Kennedy, the K, it's just the Chiron and the jellyfish. So here we go, we've got Ophiuchus. So what's happened, Taurus, the silver gate is merging with the golden gate, Romulus and Remus. So they've got ODIN. He fell because when we came all the way round with the Milky Way split, the Golden Gates, Lucifer fell, we went under the horizon, Persperone in the underworld, and then we got to the Silver Gates. After Gemini, we got to the Silver Gate, and that was the 14 pieces of Osiris, because we've got the 7-7. This is the, I would think the 7-7-14, the 2 legs of Virgo. Then we come to little Gemini. So we've got the 14 pieces of Osiris. We lose the wisdom of Isis, the eagle, and this is now. Let's just have a look on Stellarium. Right, well, I'm not going to panic the thing. Let's just keep it like this. Oh, okay. So you still there, gang? I think Stellarium just went off. Yeah, okay, we'll forget Stellarium. Well, in Stellarium, 13th sign is Ophiuchus, and this is what they're saying, that Scorpio is going to be killed. I have found where Scorpio is going to be killed, but they don't want you to ever find that energy of Scorpio the snake to rise again. They're going to keep you in Virgo, little Virgo. This is where the wisdom fell in Virgo. Virgo is Eve. Lilith is the when you become Scorpio again. She's very evil, Lilith, underneath, because she's no longer the eagle. It's Scorpio. It's not that Scorpio's eagle, but you've got to integrate the 3 passages of the under icy water. So Cancer, destruction, Scorpio, and now you've got to get through Pisces. So this bloke, he's brought out 3 books. He brought out Contra Macron, and it's all yellow and red. So you had for the yellow coats, so you've got little devil, the yellow coats, and now he's brought out to abattre the enemy, to kill the enemy. So he's going to become as the new savior and the true JB, and he's probably 31. I don't know how old he is. So when you see the BJ pillars, the black and white, you've got yellow reds, and they're making this white and blue. So there's Assange. He did a book about Assange. And here you've got him, you see, there he is with his little whale tail. That's the whale's tail. The mouth and the moustache is the whale's tail. And always the good and the bad. We've got big Jupiter rising now, and we've got little Mercury rising down, and we've got Virgo pre-sexual girl coming up. Jola Taxi, that's why Vanessa Paradise looks like Jodie Foster, because they're bringing up, and that's why Princess Diana was killed at the 13th pillar of Alma. So we've got the M now, the Alma tunnel, and we see in the famous Jola Taxi, Vanessa Paradis singing when she's 14 years old. In the video, they stop the video. She goes under the tunnel in a yellow taxi. So we've got yellow Jupiter rising up. It's got the taxi, and this is air. So you've got air, and you've got the 4 legs of Jupiter. He's gone from the 4 horse, the 4 legs, and wants to rise up as the wings, as the rockets, as NASA now. So there's our new French president coming up. You see his whale's tail. He's got a moustache. It's just the whale. It's 7-7. It's the 4. Look, even makes the beautiful Taurus field here. There he is. And he's Spanish, because they're going to merge France and, this is the Spanish. This is the reign in Spain. So, and there you've got the swan. The illusion of democracy in France. So, and then we've got on the 12th, we've got this black moon. And so what do I say? Black moon, 12th of April in Pisces, V last leg, egg 7 with Venus ruler of earth and air, mid L pillar, Taurus and Libra. So yeah, Venus rules Taurus and Libra. So Venus is going to be at 2626 longitude latitude. That is 13, 13, 13, 13, MMMM. So the 4 angles. So it's the 88, 13, 26 and 26 is 88. And Mercury ruler of Earth, air, is at 14, 14. So that's either 5, 5, the 2 ends of the North Pole, or it's your 7, 7, 7, 7. It's just the angles of the cross. So that's a big date. As from Saturn, as Jupiter still sits in Bill, Capricorn. And then you see, I show you the waxing crescent, waning gibbous. You've got a black slither, black swan, white swan, black swan, white swan. And then we're going to have that slither on the 15th of the 4th of that slither that we see in, there she is. You've got the moon, that slither. There she is, that slithery withery. That slithery withery is right there. So then, so Tripet, 7-7 goddess, the trap using Cancer, the energy of Cancer. So again, there's the same things as the Kali destruction. They take the energy of the moon, water, Scorpio, and empower Earth. Yes, because the moon is opposite Scorpio. In exaltation in Taurus, exalted, and she's in detriment in Scorpio. And at the moment, we've got the head of the snake, the Milky Way, North Node in Taurus, and the tail in Scorpio. So there she is. Kali, the dance, the Hindu dance, is just the triple goddesses, and there's that slither of the moon, and it's Scorpio, look. It's just that those are the 3 legs of Scorpio. Scorpio is meant to rise as an eagle. They're rising the underworld energy. There's the loop, the Louvre. So there again, we've had 3 times 14, and we're meant to be coming. They're going to make the 6, the 5, and the 1. So then we've got the triple goddess. So it's still in detriment on the corn of the bull. So corn, wool, bull, nearly on Merlion, Odin, Merlin's wand. So there's Mars nearly on the wand of Merlin. This is just the Silver Gate, the Milky Way. So at the same time, we've got the head of the Milky Way. And I think I have a picture, yes. So on this date, on the 15th, MC Solar, well, there's MC Solar. The MC's got the Sun King. In France, the most famous rapper is MC Solar. So Africa, black, VirgO, they're using Taurus. Africa is black Taurus. They're going to merge that energy. And we've got the tail of the snake on Scorpio and the head on Taurus. And we've got this energy of coming down under, and that's not really important, but that's so those pictures again. And then we come to the Aleister Crowley 777. So they're using the 21 of Mercury, which is not the true 111. We should be coming up to 1110 111, and they've got the 7. They've got JJ, they've got the 9, 6, and the 3, and they've got the 7, 7. So we don't integrate just the above, and the 2 wings of the whale's tail. The whale's tail is there, 777. It's Mercury's retrograde that's made the shamrock. So there's the whale's tail, liberty, equality, fraternity. And this is what we're going to have in France with JB coming up. Everyone's going to think it's fantastic because France is going to be the big hero. It's going to be the big ejaculation. The Eiffel Tower is just the diving and the rising, the diving duck, going down, the hawk and the dove, the hawk and the dove. So the dove is going to be here and the hawk is going to be here, and there's the whale's tail. The rising is also the whale's tail, and it's the Eiffel Tower. Can you see the Eiffel Tower? So so Eris, there again is the Eris is the order in France, and there is the jellyfish. Problem solved at the Fatima, because I was going off at the Fatima before. The 5 and the 5 is just the 5-pointed star in the middle, the N, the North Pole, that goes up and down and rounds. So we should have the 8 gateway. If you put the jellyfish, the hand on top and the hand underneath, you've got the 8 to make it through the 5-pointed star. You've got the 8 gateway, but they want to keep us under the jellyfish. We're going through the arse because Libra is the bowels. Venus rules Libra, the bowels, and Venus rules Venus, the throat. So Virgo is being merged with the bowels. Virgo, LN, so Virgo is coming up to the top, but normally this here, closing here, we're going to have Aquarius that falls down and merges with Aquarius and Capricorn, and up here we should have Libra and Scorpio, but they are premeditating merging little Virgo with Libra to copy, to keep us upside down. We should be standing up straight on the correct spring, the correct new year, but they keep us up here, hanging upside down with the fake peace sign. There's the fake peace sign hanging upside down with the 3, they're going to make the 6-pointed, which you'll see. I'll show you. So there we've got the 5 hands. You've got the 5 up and the 5 down. And the umbrella goes up and down. So this is Lucy merging with, this is the black and the yellow, Sagittarius, yellow and Virgo, Jupiter merging with Virgo. So this is the Aleister Crowley, and you can see we've got the journey, we've got N, L, and the R, because when the this I is coming back round, you've got a B and a leg, a 1. So you've got the 1 B, 1 curve, and 1 leg. So the R, and I don't know what is, but you see it's this is the blue Virgo, and they've got the Sun King. So this is exactly what we've got in the sky. We've got the Sun at the moment with Mercury and Venus on each side. So Mercury and Venus in exaltation and in exalted in Pisces, but they're using Spica. They're using the blue star of Spica, Allez les Bleus. Got the red and the blue creating the Sun King. And I don't like looking at that picture because it's so perverted. So here he is. So crépuscule in French means the dawn. And he brought this out for the yellow coats. So this was the bringing up of Jupiter. And this is, we've had 3 passages at the last P, Prince Philip, Peter Pan, the Petit Prince, and we've had these 3 passages of the pie. The pie is the skull and bone cross. And now we got to merge the last, and there's the birds going round. So you see, this is the mutable cross. There's the B, the fleur de lis. So they're going to give us 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, when it should be the beautiful 5-pointed star. It's just the entry, the rain. There's the Nelson's column, the NL. Nelson, and the cherry on the cake is the little Virgo girl. So there she is. She's this is Claudio that did this, and he very cleverly saw that we've got Sagittarius and Gemini. We've got the red, blue, and yellow. That is the Aleister Crowley that we've just seen. That's his cross. So you see, this is the cycle of Venus, and we're going to come back to this. The wheel is going to go from the 4 elements, earth, fire, air, and water, 30 times 12 to 5 times 72. When we find our head eds, we have a different frequency, we have a different vision. We can see what's going on. So you can come and read all that, and there they show us her in black. So let's just quickly go through the pictures of the other. This was me working out the, this is the true, what we're coming into, standing up straight with red and blue, and that the Baal, the true energy, we've become the purple rain. So this is all about that upside down cross. So if you put those two crosses together, you've got the 6. This is the dove and the hawk. The hawk goes down, and now the whale's coming up. Jupiter comes down, whale coming up. It's always the same spinning round. And this is Rolf Harris, 2 little boys, Cupid and Valentine. Harris is the new Lou, the wolf, and they're called Haynes and Harris, HH. And Hain is what I've been showing you. Hain is hate in French. N. Hain in French is pronounced N. It's the bal N in French. A whale is the bull, bal N. It's just the bull. We go round and round. Go round and round. So we've got the alternating current and direct currents, and they want to keep us, they want to make the crucifixion, they want to have the whale's tail going down and up. They want to make a 6 out of this to crucify us when it's a constant journey. So these are the 22, 22, 22, or 7, 7, 7, and this is their last leg. It's the willy, but you've got to, the hidden leg is in the tomb, the dead soldier, William Blake. So you can see this is the Cairo. So this is the JFK. We're coming to the last one. We've now got Jupiter 9. We've got F. So J, F, and the last K. JFK. And you can work that out, but we've had 3 passages of this PPP, sword in the stone, I'm not hiding, Aleph Tab, boom. And here we've got their little 6-man. So they want to keep us electrified. You know, that's why the Rachel is holding her arms up, and Corey, that's an upside down. You know, it's a constant Taurus field. They're trying to block us in 18, half. So here's your Ramses. And this is the Cornwall. This is Odin. This is Odin, the Silver Gate. He's rising. They keep rising him as Taurus. It's Taurus coming up. Got the North Node there at the moment. And this is a horse in some, and I can't remember where I found this again, but the horse with only 3 legs. The last leg, here we've got, they only want to keep us in the 3. They don't want us to stand up. And the last leg is the hangman, it's our voice. So here you've got Doctor Who, the guru Sagittarius with the Virgo girl. And they're looking at Mona Lisa. I remember the Mon and the Lee. 111, and we're being hung upside down. So this is the diving duck or the whale's tail. So France is FF, French Federation of Football, and a cock is an eggshell. So the cock is the egg, and there's a Paris 5 Olympics, and the torch, the flame, and this is the Black Madonna, and this is her with the egg, Mercury. So you've got the sun, and you've got Venus and Mercury, and we've got the little Mercury child, and there she's got her cock feet. She's an animal, half animal. She hasn't made. It's just the coq sportive. This is still under the dome. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This is their fake 7 leg with a little egg, an egg and a leg. L, wings, and the egg. And there she is again. This is the one-breasted, the Venus. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 children. This is the, it should be the 8 and the 5 Venus. But they're keeping us in the pleasurely. So we're at, again, that's the same thing. You've got the fleur de lis. This is merging red and black, Virgo and Libra. So look, the 5-pointed star has been turned into the 6. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. This is water, this is fire and ice. It's not air and earth. We should be 3 on top and 2 below. We should be at the bottom now, Pisces and Aries, white and yellow. And we should have, we're merging at the top. So sun and moon disappear at the bottom, sun and moon, yellow and white, water and fire. And we should have at the top coming our thalamus, the third eye, the lamb, so Aquarius red and black Capricorn. And then we have Venus and Mars. So we have Taurus and Aries, Venus ruling Taurus, Mars ruling Aries, and over here, Scorpio and Libra, Mars ruling Scorpio and Venus ruling Libra. But it's been perverted. So you've got Pete and Paul and the last P, and that's the LV that you saw Prince Philip with the LV. Okay, so this is their fake. I see this often. This is the Philosopher's Stone. This is Taurus, the squared circle. So here's the squared circle. They give you 1, 1, 1, but you're still in the triangle. You're in the 7, 7, 7, which is 7, 7. The triangle is 1, 2. The triangle is 3 sevens. How do I? Oh yes, the 3 angles. 1 angle, 2 angle, 3 angles is 7, 7, 7, and it's 2 sevens front to back. And this is the squaring of the circle, but that's not the correct. You're meant to be spinning. So they've squared us in 3 on the top and 3 on the bottom. That's not the 5-pointed ever spinning twinkle, twinkle, little star and the starfish. There's your 999, 111, 666, WW. So all these people doing Wild Warrior Woman, it's just the Milky Way. It's not, it's the trap. So 42, 42, 42, it's Jupiter, 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 half, it's Amit, we're at the crocodile. 7, 7, 7, the 3 angles and 2 sevens front to back. They're closing us in the triangle. 7, 7, 7. Ishstein. The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe, 7, 7, 7. You've got CS. The Good, the Bad, the Ugly, 7, 7, 7, 7, 7, 7. And that fleur de lis, they just want to keep the power of water, sun, and the moon. And look, they put the 6. That's not the 5-pointed star. And who's got the power of the 5-pointed star? They've got the 5 rings of the Olympics. They've got who's more who's using and that was at the Momo the Irishman that froze those men. They show us the 42, 42, 44. They're showing us Jupiter, Jupiter, Jupiter rules the show. And they're going to give you the last 42. They're going to give you the Olympics, and Jupiter will be the last leg. And what will the leg be? It's going to be the willy. So the triple goddess. We merged with the snake because Virgo is the pleasurely delights. and they're going to rise up their the garden of earthly delights now in these last 700 years. You've got to find the true. They're using the fountain of life, water. So so just again, we've got the Sarah, Rebecca, Sarah, and Rachel. And here we've got, so you've got Jupiter, you've got Jupiter and Leo. So the first split under the horizon. Oh no, I don't want to touch them. I've lost my pictures, but in my pictures here, so you've got the lion, Jupiter fell down with Leo, the lion, and then he became with Virgo, wine. He's got the wine of Virgo, the whore of Babylon. He's come up with the fish. And now we've got, this is St. Martin. This is the Free Martins. This is St. Martin, the green man, or St. Patrick. So it's just Jupiter. He fell under the horizon. He turned into the lion that merges with Virgo. And now he's making the Merlion. And that will give us our jolly. And this is how they do it. You see, this is the star of Bet. They've still got their mutable cross going. He's meant to fade away. He's meant to fade back. So the fixed and cardinal signs come back. So it's the 5-pointed star. They've got the 1, 2, 3, the 1, 2, 3, and the Milky Way in the middle, keeping the sun and the moon. So there's the whore of Babylon doing the same thing that that's the 7-7 of the 2 split arms, or it's you're on your knees, you're on your kneel, you're on your knee, knees, kneel, to kneel. Your legs, that's the arm position of 77, but the leg position of 77 is to kneel. You're on your knees. So this is Sirius, the keeper of the 4 corners. This is Sirius merging again with Altair to make the whale's tail. That is not Aquarius, that is the whale's tail. So the triple goddess, the crescent moon that we're going to have, this is then closing us into the triangle. We don't want to be in the triangle. And this is again the tail of the whale, the triple, and they got us closed in abracadabra. This is the division bell, so it's just the same thing as, and again, we're at the hack, the decapitation of our head, liberty, equality, fraternity. It's the last leg, the hatch. You're meant to hatch. And again, we've got, this is making the whale's tail, and they've got showing us again 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So it's been planned for a long, long time. And, you know, it's all a state of mind. You've got to see all this so that you can integrate it. So again, the French, this, and I'll just, the next 2 are very quick. We'll just have a look at Ramses. So again, we've seen those pictures. So again, you've got, this is the true, the knowing of the ledgers. So this is the true. We've got red Aquarius, black Capricorn, and the sun and the moon merge. Yellow sun and blue water, Cancer. And the true merging here is Venus, Taurus on the outside, yellow Mars in the middle. And here you've got on the outside Scorpio with red Libra in the middle. And you've got the skull and bone cross properly merged, Pisces, Sagittarius, Virgo, and Gemini. But what they're doing is they're putting little Virgo with Libra. They're putting little Gemini with Cancer. They're putting Pisces, mature, with Aries and Pisces, sorry. So Aries on top of blue water, and here you've got King Jupiter crowning himself for the Olympics on top of Capricorn. I imagine that he can ride Capricorn. The only way the Empire can ride the true law, Capricorn, is by deception and deceits. So we close that because it's the same picture. So they want to make ZEUS, they want to merge Jupiter and Capricorn, and that ain't possible. So again, you get these pictures always showing us the last leg separate. They merge the three. So water, Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio, white, Europe. And they're showing us this is how they crucify us. 9, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and a 9. No, Jupiter is not going to, he's putting himself, so always the triple goddesses and the last leg. And this is the show of Helene. She's called Helene, and she played in the Notre Dame musical. So Notre Dame, you've got LN, dead, and the 3. It's just the horizon. It's just the equinox. And you've got, it's all, they're always showing us, and they showed us again here, the missing L and these three, the 3, Romulus and Remus and rising Jupiter. And there's, you got again Merlin, and they always show you, they never show you the 4th. Always the same thing. Hope, faith, and charity. Hope, faith, and charity. And there they've got always the missing, the 3 men and the missing. This is Goldilocks. And now they've got St. George. This is the new St. Martin is just St. George, the dragon slayer. They kill Scorpio. They're going to kill, but first they want the dragon to come up. So they're just waiting to take away people's children, and they're waiting for the women to remember that L hath no fury than that of a scorned woman, Milky Way. When that snake comes up, the Milky Way remembers. When the women remember, set chaos. So normally 7 is just the balance. The 14 pieces is the alkaline acid or the harmonic procession. This is Bordeaux, where the fires have just been of the tiger. The last leg, Italy, the boot, Puss in Boots, D'Artagnan, and it's 33. You need the lot. Chiron has gone from Sagittarius, half man, half horse, to Pisces. He's now in Pisces, half woman, half. So this was all the reason of the monoliths coming up, the last leg, the last soldier. And we're going to have the Paris Olympics, and they're going to crown Mr. Tumnus, Sagittarius, yellow. This is just the sigil of the opening and the shutting. Opens in Jupiter, shuts in Saturn. The true, got to get the true V for victory. So this is their bull god coming up. This is not Scorpio merged with Libra. This is them using the energy of Libra to create the fate bull gods, because Venus is masculine, Taurus is feminine. And here is yellow red, little Mercury man merging with Venus and the sun. The sun, that's exactly what we've got going on in the sky. The sun next to Venus and Mercury on either side, where Venus is in exaltation in Pisces. Again, this is the La Vache qui rit, the V. It's the vaccine. Last leg, you've got to get through to find the last leg. So the D'Artagnan, the last leg. And the corner last V is the 22, the V. So they're putting the tail of the whale and they're closing the wheel. So that last V is the last horseshoe, because the Milky Way is the horseshoe, the north node, south node. You've got ascending, descending. So there's 4 feet. This is the last foot, and this is Jupiter, the horse, rising, last leg. Right, Okay, so 7, neutral, the key, that is the throat and the arsehole. So they put the V of the arsehole at the top. There's Cornwall. Look, that Cornwall is just him. It's the nail clippers, the little prince. This is the little prince. This is Taurus coming up. It's Mars using the energy of Venus in Taurus. He's in fall in Taurus. Mars is in fall. And look how Netflix is everything to everyone. N, the entry. It's the VV for victory. They're going to close us in a V and a V, which is the Harlequin. You need the LL. So breaking the waves. Got the telephone box. You can read that. So there's Lars. This is so beautiful, Lars. All your work is just so incredible. So this is looking from the top at the Taurus field. You've always got the N. You've always got the 5-pointed star, the North Pole. So these are the corrects. This is the 8. The wheel goes back to 8. So you've got the 12 signs, and then we go to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, which makes the 5-petaled Greenway heart. We've got air at the top, which gives the 5th wave. That's me being the starfish. This is the correct merging of the cardinal. So all that jazz is J, Al, hat, Al, hat, as, all that jazz. So the hat, you need the cardinal hat in the middle, and you've got the true all that jazz. The cycle of Venus every 8 years, and 18 years it takes her to go back to full visibility. So 18 is half of the circle, and this is my village. That's why where I am on my land, I got the N. So I'm right in that line with Liverpool, and that's what they tried to do, was to reverse me, but we're holding that, gang, because luckily I got to this wisdom for this, but my dog died to help me get that wisdom. That's what Happy did. So the VC, coronavirus, these are the 4 legs. And they want to, this is just the skull and bone. This is the Sirius, Osiris, the keeper of the 4 corners. You need the 4 corners to come back to the 5th wave. And he cuts off. So what he's doing is Aries, Taurus is Medusa. So as she goes down under for Andromeda, the pirates on the Isle of Wight, they cut off her power. They cut off the first leg so that Mars can take over the power of Taurus as Jupiter rises. So Pisces is fell for the 26th of October, and now Virgo is rising, and she's rising with the power of Medusa. You put a 16-year-old girl with the power of Medusa, because Medusa sits between Aries and Taurus. And this is all it is. You've just got the roundabout, and you've got the roundabout and the alternating currents. And this, we're now going to go to a higher consciousness. So as the wheel speeds up, we're going to get a 5th wave. But you've got to find your wave. So the film of Breaking the Waves is all that girl in the film is playing the role of the Virgo girl that gets lost in the sea of Pisces. She couldn't cope, so the double prostitute, that's why she gets laid by all the pirates, because she can't cope in the deep blue sea. You've got to break the waves. Little Virgo girl's got to learn how to swim, and Pisces has got to learn how to get practical. She's got to learn how to get the analytic thinking of Virgo. So you merge both. And here we have, this is British and French. So they're showing you the love-hate. They've brought up English people, so that you've got the merging of Virgo with Leo. So they use this, and this is so you've got the Jupiter in Pisces. The crazy and the little, when she's good, she's very, very good. And when she's bad, she's horrid. This is just the contrast of the female energies. Mutable Pisces, mutable Virgo integrate all of the water signs and all of the earth signs because they're mutable. So this is the two arms. That's what they want. Rachel Blackmore is a little boy. So they've got you stuck with the arms up, but where are your legs? If you can't swim like a fish, we're going to have, this is Greece, this is Pegasus riding. Pegasus took the force of Andromeda when the pirate ship, the pirates stole the force. So now we've got little boys disguised as little girls, as little velvet browns. And that's why they're all barren, because they're free martins. And these women walk among us today. And 70%, the last leg of women, are going to be free martins, as in Huxley's Brave New World. And there's nothing we can do about it, gang, because we're going through the last leg. And our experience can be absolutely beautiful within this if we've got our leg. Coming back to this. So it's just the giraffe up and down, the penguin and the giraffe, the whale's tail. So again, this is what they want. This is the little boy. This is on front of the Rolls Royce. You've got the fairy. But as I showed you in previous videos, they actually decapitate her. So in the end, there's just the AC/DC, which is now Jupiter and Cupid. This is just, again, the kiss of Cupid stealing the voice. The jellyfish, up or down, it's just the breathing, the UN, the U or the N, the up and down. And that's why I showed you. So Jane Fonda is on the knees. She's kneel. She's kneel. The Nile. Kneel. And who was the other JF Fonda I thought of? There was another actor. Oh, Jodie Foster. Jodie Foster with the arms. And we've now got Jodie Foster at the top, and Jane Fonda has gone down. The BJ. G7 is just GL. JL cuts. Jennifer Lopez. This is the 66. FF is 66. It's the voice. They're merging them. 7-7. They've been merged. We're going to get into Animal Farm. So there's the Batman, and Carbis Bay is 3-2, 32. Cornwall is 0550, 47. So there's Isle of Wight. They control the magnet, so they use the Isle of Wight to hide the last leg, to keep that Virgo energy of the two legs. So the Isle of Wight, they're going to spin us back onto the Paris axis, onto the solar Sun King pillar. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 6. It's the 6. It's the Z, the N. So he's 46. We've got 46 chromosomes and 64 when I'm 64. And Tiger Woods crashed in LA Woman in his 4-wheel drive. That's why Easter Day we've got Ramses coming up on the 4-wheel drive. So there's that 47, 9 and 505, which is going to be Cornwall. There's our Isis, and there's the Cornwall 5050 northwest. And the lost to Viracocha, we've got the Crabman. So in Viracocha, the IC was in Cancer. Then we've had the passage of Scorpio, and now the IC is passing into the Pisces is passing into the IC. So Cornwall is going to bring up the energy of Kali, 69. There's the Little Prince, the pass. So the Milky Way closes. And this is the new Free Martin, Martin's, whatever. So this is the coming into the aeronautics, and there's Bess, the keeper of the four corners, and this is the bloke I met in New Zealand when I went for the birth of my daughter's second child. I faced him so they didn't swap the child. It's got a feather here or something. So this is just Kali. They brought up Kali in the age of Gemini, India, and they're going to use Kali again, all that CERN bullshit. And she's got her foot on the thalamus, on the third eye. She kills the lamb. And she comes up as Taurus, but who is it really? It's Jupiter using, so his Pisces water energy, and he's turned the bull into masculine. It's Mars ruling Taurus, taking the energy, and there's the tiger, and we've been through the eye of the tiger. So they're bringing up the 5-5. That's why Cornwall's 5-5. Okay, again, they're bringing this up. So let's finish that, and then the next two are going to be really quick. Okay. I don't even want to look at the time, poor Jacob. Okay, so look, we've got to do Bernard Tapie, and we've got to do, this is Ram. This is the hens, Harris, RR, Cupids. So Harris got the RR, the Valentine, Bal, Balen, and Boom Boom. So Bernard Tapie is a very famous man in France. And honestly, I don't do it on purpose, gang, but I met him, and it was my ex-husband who worked for Credit Lyonnais, who met him at a party that I was at for my sister-in-law when she lived in Neuilly, and she was with the big football player in France, who's the most lovely man, my friend Dominique Rocheteau, and Bernard Tapie came in, and my husband was working for Credit Lyonnais, and I don't know how all this works because I was so abstract in those days, but I saw that happening, and I worked it out when I was getting divorced, and I had my first wake up. So Bernard Tapie is BT, British Telecom. So what is BT? BT is just half of the butterfly, the shamrock. So you've got the wings, the wing, and the 3-3, the B. So now it's just the one side, the two at the line with the BB. I'm going to get confused, but it's the T, the stored, the sewed, and the B, half of the butterfly. So Aladdin and his four corners. So tapis in French means carpets, and he's playing the role of the North Pole. So this is the bear of the Polaris. So the merry-go-round goes round and round. You've got the bear, Bernard Tapie. We're at the last one. You've got Goldilocks and the three bears. You're meant to find your locks, to find the mermaids. And these are the pictures that explain why this. So the Credit Lyonnais CL, you've got to find the deep blue sea to find the last L. And there is the 4 Vs. 22, 22, 22, 22. But they've got us at just the 22, 22, 22, which is 66. And the 44 at the top, and the 7-7. But there, they've got the 3 legs of Adidas, and that's just the boat, and the BT, but the last trumpets, and the snake is the M, the Milky Way, and you've gone from the red telephone to the police box, catch 22. There, you've got the bass. He's bending his arms and legs. He's kneeling, and he's not, you know, you're meant, this is what it is, the swastika going round and round. You've got to find your head though. So E.T. go home. So we're at Batman. So you've got Jupiter and Cupid, Valentine, the whale, the bat is the whale's tail, and little Cupids, and the Wizard of Oz, whoever he is. That's her again. So the Eiffel Tower is very like the 5G. Call me. It's the red and yellow telephone. Red and yellow. And so the policeman, the LO, we've had 3 passages of the yellow, yellow, yellow. We've had Jupiter fall here, Jupiter here, now Jupiter's rising, Jupiter ascending. That's why anybody that talks to you about ascending without descending, you need AC, DC merged, alternate and direct current. You are the master. Red and yellow. And they come up on the same day. They've just brought out Netflix, some multi-million thing of talking about his Invictus Games. So that's just going around. So the Doctor Who, the Who, so the axis, we're going through the bullseye now, the snake, it's just the thing, and then boom, 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 let's finish this one and look at the last one, and that's it. Just have a little look at the, so you get all that, you get all that, you get all that. You get the voice, the arse, all the different holes, the whale's tail. Odyssey 2001, we've just lived Odyssey 2021. This is Mars on Aldebaran. This is exactly what we've just had for Easter Day. And he's still there. He's just moving away. So we've got, this is the film about Asia and America. That's just Jupiter and Cupid's. So Jupiter went from, he's going round, he's rising up again. So that was, yeah, so Sagittarius, the archer of the bow and arrow, Valentine, Asia, Kill Bill, feminine Scorpio, so Tartuffe, blah, 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 blah. That was on the 4-4. So here we go, Easter Day. The moon was right on the whale archer killing Scorpio. So they want to kill Scorpio to rise Ophiuchus, and so Libra merges with little Virgo. And that's what William Tell is there, you know, to kill the N, LN. They want them, and this was the tales of the unexpected, and the voice coming through. You've got to go and say, this is Mother Goose. You've got the constant going around of Cupid and Valentine. And that famous image of Jane Fonda falling, and it's just Cupid and Psyche. And the Milky Way, it's Hal, it's your Halen or your hen, it's your breath or your hate. The Vesica Pisces, the Milky Way. And this is Valentine. So this is Sagittarius with the 4 passages of Cupid. We're at the trumpet. He's about to fall down here. So he's had all the 4 different. And again, and that is what I showed you at the beginning. That's why they did that table in the Peter Sellers films. It's just Cancer and Capricorn. You've got to get through the torso, come out the voice, or go down below. Change of guards. Those dove, the dove going down is the whale. It's all the dove, hawk or dove, jellyfish up or down. And this is that famous picture. Now you see they've decapitated. You've got no more head. They're going to keep you in the skull and bone. You need your head, Ed. And so this brings us to Ramses. And I let you read that. You can stop the video and read it afterwards or go to my blog. But basically, you're closed back into Pandora's box. The jellyfish has got no more legs. You're closed back in. We've got the yellow, blue, and red of Aleister Crowley. And they were 22 here. So the Egyptian thing is here. So 22 is the last leg, the victory. 22 royal, they've got it all here. 12th century. Ramses is the 6th. Ramses V1. So this is the 6th. They're going to close you in the 6th. And this is just the maypole. It's the Aintree. It's the L. It's the L's that go around the N. It's the N. So it's the anus tree, or it's the hate tree, N, or it's the LN. Helen of Troy is Virgo, and it's just Persephone being risen up as the queen of the underworld, as Andromeda has been caught by the pirates. So this, you see, it's the sperm are the four legs of the Polaris that go up and down and around. There's your jellyfish diaphragm. And Doctor Who showing himself Jupiter on each side. He rules Pisces and he rules Sagittarius. So he's gone from priests, religion, and now he's going to be your new age guru, but he likes young girls. Yep, he does. And there's Notre Dame. So your soul fell, the water, the dam, and you've got the three, the fleur de lys, Madame, or so again, you've got the l'étoile, le danseur de l'étoile, the dancer of the star. She spins around. And this horrible film, Midsummer Dream, is very much what this new world is going to be like for those who can't see through the deception. It's all going to look really beautiful, painted, but if you don't see the dark side of Jupiter, you won't. So there's the four going round the North Pole. That's all it is. So summer, spring, winter, fall. Just going round and round. Those jellyfish go up and down, up and down. So this is the big octopus, but he's closing to 8 legs. And so there's Jupiter crowning himself. Lucifer rising, that's the tail of the whale. And he's coming up and he's crowning himself as the wing, but it's not wings, it's the tail of the whale. And he's got Libra, the all-seeing eye, at the top, which is our velvet brown. There's your V, and there's your brown arsehole. And there's the Sun King, it's the whale's tail. He's integrated the 4. Jupiter rules Sagittarius and Pisces, and Mars rules Aries, and the Sun rules Leo. So you've got the 3 fire pillars taking over, and there's your bee, fleur de lys, your arrow, your dart, and there's Bernard Tapie, and that's why, oh yeah, he got hit on the head. He got burgled and hit on the heads. And you'll see the pictures of him. So there he is. That was the time with my ex-husband, all that, very weird. And this is him now. So he's the big bear, and that's him on Easter Day. So as Ramses is being brought up, the BT phone home has got hit on the heads and burgled. So this is the big bear. He's very famous in France. He's been through a lot. So that was at the time of Credit Lyonnais. He had this big deal with Adidas, which is the fleur de lys, which is the bee. So Jupiter rising as the bee. Yeah, Jupiter ascending. And this is a couple in France who on Easter Day, they have a car called La Baleine, and they went and got it in Pakistan after being 1 year closed in confinement. I love this couple. They're wonderful. You can't not like them. They're wonderful. But when you know that they're reverse plug-in and that their car is a 4-wheel drive called La Baleine, and they show all France, because they're such a lovely couple, how they get from France with all their injections. Oh, it's easy peasy to travel with all your injections. And they go to Pakistan to pick up their car, which is called the baleine, the whale, the Baal N. So Baal is Sirius, Osiris, and he wants to control the N that goes round. Jupiter ascending, those wings, and there they are. They went to get their car, new departure. So this is your new France. This is the new youth. And there's just the North Star. It's just the 4 legs. It goes right and left. And this is what they're doing. They're going to mix Libra, Virgo, and here's Jupiter rising. Here is Jupiter rising. You're yellow. So, and they've got now Leo. So the Merlion, the Jupiter, he's using the energy of Scorpio for Kali, and so he's sitting proud. He thinks, oh, cool. So they make their fleur de lis here, when it should be, well, here Aquarius with Capricorn, Taurus with Aries, Cancer with Leo closing at the bottom, and Libra closing with Scorpio at the top. So they're using this gap, because we've still got to move around, to jump the gun. And this is your atomic bomb. It's just the snake. It's just the Milky Way, and the lunar and this is the Milky Way, which is closing again. The umbrella is closing back now. There's Momo, the Irishman, green, red, and white. Hello, hello. It's the halo, halo. Aloe, howl, and an O. Howl and the O. Hola, Spanish. Hola, the 7-7, the aloe, the halo. Halo. Picnic, I've been through that. It's the pH, harmonic procession, the umbrella, the bullseye, the pH scale going up and down, just a little pinprick. Harmonic wave analyzer, this is the whale's tail. There's the whale's tail, up and down, the V. Okay, let's finish this. Over, and let's see. So there, I finish with HH88 Ains Aris. So you can read that, and there we've got the H and the H, and we're going through this Tiger Odyssey 2001 now. And there's Rolf Harris upside down, two little boys, Cupid and Valentine, and there they are, Romulus and Remus, M, and the oo. So all the ooze, the jellyfish up and down, and we're coming to the flesh. And there is the famous French film, The Hate, N, love, hate, and there's your LA woman. And so, you know, it's 25 years after that film was made, and we're at the last leg, 752. So again, you see the soul is the sun, the soul dire. You've got the N and you've got the egg. So the N and the L are the wings, and the N is the tail. So there again, the whale's tail, and again, Tesla and Edison. It's just Romulus and Remus. It's the light and the electricity. And here's Ramses. So all that was just for the 4-wheel drive, Romulus and Remus, 4-4, going through the opening of the bullseye. And you can read the article for more. So here's the wolf, the jackal and hide, love, hate, jackal and hide. And that's it. So, and that's it. And you can go and see my blog for the other things. I think there's another 3, just talking about Virgo and Pisces. That's all. Virgo and Pisces. So Pisces, Virgo, Sleeping Beauty with all her animals. That's why they're taking us back into the earthly pleasures. The garden of earthly pleasures, that is just Virgo. All these lovely images. Voila, the place of the skull, Golgotha, because they've hidden the water from us. So people are going to be very simple. That's why they dumbed everyone down, because they're dumbing them down to the level of Virgo. You've got to be able to swim in the dark blue sea. So I just explained that there. There's Virgo. She says, shoot me, and she goes mad. She loses her voice. Pisces, breaking the waves, same archetype as Lars's film with the girl, that lovely actress. I love that film. And there again, that he's steel. There's Sagittarius. As Pisces goes under the water, he steals the energy of Algol. This is the Silver Gates. He takes the moon goddess's energy. Hell hath no fury than that of a scorned woman who stands up for innocence. And we've just got a little girl, barren, sterile. And he's got her power. So here I show Pisces, she sells seashells. So Peter Sellers, Peter, Jupiter, and that's what I was just looking at before. We didn't have time to go into it, but if I look at the Facebook today, you see the Queen, Elizabeth Taylor, Peter Sellers, the King of Spain. Not really care about this, but you see, Peter Sellers, I think he's just here. You've got this is the president of Ireland. That's Peter Sellers, man. Looks just like Peter Sellers. He's such a joker. And there's the King of Spain. The rain in Spain stays mainly on the plain. And what's the plain? The plain is the horizon, keeping us so we never find our legs. Keeping us, you know, this is the whatever direction it's going. They're making the fleur de lis. So the rain on plane, the rain on the plane is the horizontal. So this was interesting. This came up. So that here you've got Elizabeth Taylor and Wallace Simpson, and it, you know, it's all this happened from World War I to now. The V for Victory. It's happening. Everything that was prepared is happening from now. There's Liz Taylor, who was the National Velvet in 1944 film, 44, V for Victory, D-Day, and we're now at the Easter Ishtar, 4-4, the pie. So Pisces, she sells seashells, and Virgo, quite contrary, and then you merge them both. So here's Virgo, she's naughty. Pisces is meant to be the good old hermit, but both of them incorporate this energy of the high priestess or the hooker. So as a little girl, you've got coffee and tea. The difference is like coffee and tea. You've got India and, you know, the two different. So then this is the merging of Virgo and Pisces. Mary, Mary, quite contrary, how does your garden grow? With silver bells and cockle shells and pretty maids. Here's Virgo using the energy of the shell to fuel her, because Rachel Blackmore's now at the top and Pisces is hidden, and they're using the energy of Algol, Medusa, the beast, the Loch Ness monster, to fuel aeronautics and automobile. And that's it, darlings. I finished. And thank you for being patient, and I wasn't that long, just a little
sure?
bit.
Are you
Thanks
sure?
I'm sorry, I really
Thanks a
tried
lot.
to be quick. Okay, I'm just going to go away for 2 seconds and come back.
Okay.
Carry on.
Okay, we'll carry on. I got a few things to share.
Okay, go ahead.
It's just a quickie. Take this one down. This one. Talking about the sun belt, the polarity of north and south, east and west, and how the sun moves around in the zodiac. This city of Astana, I don't know how many of you have been looking into it, but Why on earth build a city out in the middle of nowhere in Kazakhstan? It's freezing cold in the winter and short summer. And it's a billion city, completely made out of Masonic architecture. And you can see we got the peacock, the rising. We got the eagle. We got Jack and Boaz. We got the president castle, and then we got a pyramid in the back. It's right there, and up there, there's this to put your hand in the triangle. So why put a city out there in the middle of nowhere? Right now, we got the tropical belt running at the equator, but I got an idea of when, maybe, I'm not sure about it, but when the sun goes around, the magnetic pole shifts. So this city Astana, as you can see, is right up here in the middle of nowhere. It's freezing cold. So maybe the tropical belt will tilt as the North and South Pole will go around. And so go to this cardinal solstice cross as the new Cairo, as Victoria meant, and set.
Yes, that's such an amazing pitch.
And then here we got going on to the fixed, and so through all 12 signs, it goes around and around. So why on earth build this city out in the middle of nowhere, freezing cold, a billion city, if not some kind of heat and warmth would be brought in?
Yeah.
Just saying.
Taking out the dry and moist. The hot, cold, dry, moist.
Yeah. So thinking that the tropical belt, and we have seen that the forest in South America has been brought down, but it's the green is coming up in the desert areas, and we know that China has been putting out a lot of trees in the desert area they are in, and as well in Pakistan. It's and the Arabian Peninsula as well has become green, and they're cutting down the rainforest. So it would just merge somewhere else and come up this green forest. So maybe it will be right here. And here you can see the pyramid and the castle and Jack and Boaz and whatever. It's one big, and right here, the peacock. It's not, I don't think it's the phoenix rising. It's more like the peacock coming up. It looks like that. That's not a phoenix.
Yes, a peacock, yes. Wow.
So I think it will be like this, that the tropical belt will move from here to up here. And Astana is right there. It's just a thought I have, but why on earth put this city right up there? And that was it. No more about that, Jacob. So.
Okay, thanks you. I have one question, not so many questions tonight. So Fiona Kunz is asking, how do we stop our jellyfish from getting trapped, and how do we acquire our last leg?
Just by seeing through the show, that's all. It's just being merged and being able to breathe. Many people have got inverse breathing rhythms, but there's a lot of new age stuff going on where they're teaching people how to breathe. So be careful, you know, your breath, your ability to breathe is you know, well, you know, that's why it's all part of the passage. You do it in your own way. That's why with the gurus and the religions and all that, it's not. You've got to get through and pace yourself in your own way. The jellyfish is just how you pace yourself in breathing. That's all.
I can emphasize. Go and read on the laws and the principles. Learn to live by them. It's a way to start.
Yeah.
Right.
And you don't
If you start living according to nature's laws, I think the natural rhythm will automatically be apparent to your body.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, so I think that was all the questions, I think.
Oh, cool. Very cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, sorry, gang. I really thought I would be more organized, but I hold all that in for 2 weeks, you see, and it runs around in my head, and then I don't know how to get it all out. So
It's no worries. People really enjoyed it again, so they also understand it. So
okay, fantastic. That's
Fantastic.
all, you
Yeah.
know. And then you find your own truth from that, because that's how it works. You that's why if you need to keep watching it's okay. You're just discerning, and you're with your breath, with your breathing, you're breathing through, or breathing in and out, and you're finding that space. In the film that I showed in the teaser, and yes, somebody said about of course it's bestiality again, the making love with dolphins, obviously. But that dolphin's tail is also a feather. You've got to go down and come back up again, and you've got to find your pace. And he says in the film, there's a place at the bottom of the deep blue sea, which is what I must have meant in that old video I did, the space between each breath, between the figure of eights. The figure of eights, it's either you're closed in, you're constricted by the boa constrictor, or you're opening and shutting the eights. And you're opening and shutting with your arms and your legs, and you are as light as your knowing, because whenever it gets too much, you get stuck in the eight again. So it's just finding the balance of seeing through. I mean, we've got Peter Sellers as the president of America. I didn't even know that. And he's called Mr. Higgins. You know, he's called Mr. Higgins from Eliza, Dr. Dolittle, Animal Farm. So I didn't know that. I've never seen the president of Ireland before, but I just took one look, and it's Peter Sellers. She sells seashells on the seashore. Peter hung upside down. Sellers.
yes.
Yeah.
He sells L's.
So Gary Cook, there are two questions by the way, just comment. Gary Cook is asking, where do I find nature's laws, guys? Do you have all those pictures you showed on nature's law on your website, Lars? Or
Yeah, they're available. Just go and find them.
okay, I will.
All on his site.
They are in the gallery.
Right. Okay, I will give him. Fiona Kunz is asking, so 4x4 box breathing is fine?
Yes. There's nothing wrong with 4x4. 4x4 is going to give you the 12 and the 8. You expand to 12 and you come back to 8, you go back to, and sometimes we drop down to, it's integrating all the elements with the 3 modalities.
Okay. Well, I think that was it.
Super.
Super. Thank you very much for being patient again.
Yes, thank you so much. I'm sorry.
No, don't be sorry. I enjoy it, so.
Okay, thank you so much, Jacob. As always, you leave your PayPal address if anybody wants to give a little donation to Jacob.
Yeah, I will leave it in the description. It's okay.
Cool.
Okay. Well,
so
Victoria and Lars, you too also thank you for all your knowledge again.
You're welcome. We just try to make it available for everyone. That's it.
Yes.
So.
Thank you, Lars.
Yeah, thank you, Victoria. It's an inside job. Everyone must do it by themselves. So.
Exactly.
We're just trying to provide it.
And thank you all in the chat for being here.
Thank you so much. We can't see you, and thank you so much for coming and being with us. Thank you so much, and we can keep that beautiful pumping. And thank you for helping me keep keep the pumping here, because we're all doing this together, and we're keeping a beautiful N and an N and the L's in a perfect left, right, up, down, beautiful motion. And we've all got our heads, and we're all above, and we can all breathe.
Yep.
Exactly.
Okay.
Well,
So,
till next time again.
yeah. Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Bye.